guys, I've got a bonus video for you. Last week we did a killer extra life stream. We are currently at $19,000 raised for just our community, but during our big game day stream we actually had Gavin Verhey come on and do a draft and a Q&A with us. So I decided to go ahead and put that up for you guys on the YouTube channel just so you guys could get to check it out. Gavin is an all-star, ex-pro player, currently one of the poster boys for Wizards, and makes so many of the products that you guys love. So this video is that Q&A that we got to do. Gavin tells us a little bit about some of the cards that he's designed and what it's like working for Wizards, as well as just a lot of general behind the scenes Magic stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're interested in helping us hit our goal of 20,000, I'll go ahead and put the Extra Life link down below as well. I hope you guys have a good Saturday, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. There you are. We found you.
Perfect. Oh wow, I'm live right now. That happened quickly. Boom.
Perfect timing.
Hey everybody. How's it going?
So I'm doing well. The Extra Life thing is going pretty good. Would you like to introduce yourself? Let us know a little bit about what it is that you do.
Yeah, hey everybody. So my name is Gavin Verhey. I'm a senior game designer on a little card game you might know called Magic the Gathering. So I design what these wacky cards do. Not all of them. It's not just me. Maybe some people believe it is, but it's not. But I design a lot of stuff. I mostly focus on the Commander format. But before that, I was actually, before working at Wizards, I was actually a professional player. So I've got a pretty strong competitive background, as well as focusing now on a variety of sets and products, including Commander. So really excited to be here with you. And of course, Mtgnerdgirl, totally awesome, from the Northwest as well. We've got to hang out. We've got to hung out. Not really sure how that works. A bunch of times, and I really enjoyed it every single time. I don't know what to say other than she's awesome. So when she asked me to come on, I was like, absolutely 1,500%. And I'm here tonight. We're gonna talk about all kinds of things involving Magic, and then maybe do a draft later on, which I'm super stoked for.
Definitely. One of the things I figured I'd bring you on and talk a little bit about the promotions that we're doing for Extra Life, which is why we've got Gavin on here today. So if you guys are just coming in, first, you guys can donate using !Extra Life. And every $5 gets you guys a raffle ticket for some cool prizes. And that includes, I've got, where did it go? I had it right here. I lost it. Oh, it's right next to my face. The Unsanctioned board game. We've got some cool stuff gift card for you guys to buy singles, packs, sleeves, whatever you need, and a $150 KMC gift package. Also, every $10 gets you guys some Crimson Vow packs that you guys can redeem on Arena starting on the 12th. So once you guys donate, then my mods will reach out to you and do that. So that's courtesy of Wizards of the Coast. They actually sent us 1,000 codes to give out. So yay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So you guys get some cool stuff there. Plus, every time we hit a some sort of milestone, we're going to be doing a giveaway in the channel that anyone can win. We've already done the Cool Stuff gift card and the Affinity tokens. And we have a $25 Cool Stuff gift card active right now. So type !Ticket. And then after that, the prizes just get bigger and better. And maybe I have to take a pie in the face at the end of the night.
Yeah, I see this pie in the face down there. That's serious business.
It is. Yeah, if we hit it, we'll do it live. If it gets hit from the next portion of the promotion, then I will do it on the next stream and post it on Twitter for you guys, just in case.
You just have like a pie standing by right now? Do you have like a pie like by your side somewhere?
I have
ready to go?
I have a pie tray and a lot of whipped cream and a very anxious mother who really wants to pie me in the face.
I'll throw in something. So I'm going to be on here for, I don't know, maybe however long it's going to be, an hour and a half, 2 hours, who's to say. I actually, believe it or not, total coincidence, I have a slice of pie in my freezer right now. If we hit 20,000 while we're here, I will take my slice of pie out of my freezer and I will pie myself in the face. So let's try and get there. You got maybe an hour and a half or whatever it is to get there while I'm still on the stream. I was kind of thinking about eating the pie earlier. Now I'm glad I didn't. I could pie myself. It'll be a good time. That'll
be great. I mean, you won't get to eat it, but that's fine.
I'll just lick it off my face afterwards, but that's a different stream. So yes, please donate. That's awesome. Fantastic.
All right, guys, this is the slightly more interesting, unique part of my Extra Life stream is that I gathered up some of the best creators, biggest creators, and best Magic players from around the world and some of the biggest personalities like Gavin here, who is going to be donating an hour or more of their time to hang out with you guys, play Magic, coach you, tell you about working for R&D, set design, whatever it is you need to do. Exclamation bid lets you guys put in a blind bid to get a private one-on-one coaching session with some of these players. Some of them are still quite a bargain, and I think that's just because we have maybe some people who are a little intimidated or think that the bids will be too high, but I'm telling you, it's some good stuff. We have Martin Yuza, Gavin Verhey, Ben Stark, Brad Nelson, Seth Manfield, Ely Cassis, Raphael Levy. You guys can win a Magic date with me. Jeff Hoogland, Eric Froelich, Hall of Famers, Melissa DeTora, one of the best Magic female Magic players in history, one of the best players in history in general, Jim Davis, Covert Go Blue, big YouTuber, and some Andrea Mengucci, everybody's favorite scarf wearer, is it?
He wears a nice scarf, although I think I would bid on Andrea to get some cooking tips. Man, are you kidding me? Like, I got to go put in a bid on this right now. We'll just do a little hour Top Chef scenario with him.
So a couple of people said that on Twitter. They were like, "Oh, can we get like can we coach? Like, will he coach me in cooking?" And I was like, "I bet you if you asked, he would probably say yes." But I can't say for sure. That was not something I asked beforehand. But
I appreciate the picture you chose for me is my like fireplace episode picture of like me sitting in front of the fire drinking a cup of coffee. That's very, very charming. Everyone else has like their Pro Tour pictures up, like their top stuff. You're like, this is the Gavin picture, 100%. This is what I will identify Gavin as. So you know what you're getting if you bid on me. You know what you're getting.
Well, also like I kind of like jokingly framed it as sort of like a Magic date, and that one seemed very date-like with the fireplace, and yeah, it was cute.
It's true. It's true. Come on down to my house. If you live in the Seattle area, I'll meet up with you in person. You know, whatever.
Oh boy,
all good.
I will not. That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, I live dangerously. What can I say? I'll maybe you could pie me in the face. I don't know. We'll figure that out later.
Yes.
The one thing I wanted to say that I thought was really cool is you're giving away a copy of Unsanctioned. I was actually the lead architect for Unsanctioned, so it's really cool that you're actually giving that away right now here as part of the stream, because I could tell anyone out there all kinds of stories about this product and how it came to be and all the cards inside. So I don't know if there are any unfans in the house, but this is one that I had a very heavy hand in.
I actually have a lot of questions because I love the unsets, but I haven't been able to play it because I have no real life friends. That is not the downloadable content I was able to afford, unfortunately. But I want to play it. It seems super fun. I love the unstuff.
When we finally get an unset on Arena for you, maybe you'll be able to give that a crack someday. I've joked for years about doing like a Magic Online unset where like you like make someone's screen go dark for like 20 seconds, or like Clock a Tog where you like sacrifice your clock to give it +2/+2, all that kind of stuff. So maybe someday, I don't know. But for now, yeah, you got to play that kind of stuff in person. So I get it.
I've kind of done something similar to what you're saying for like challenges or charity, where my viewers could donate and I would like use sticky notes to cover part of my screen. So I had to play an entire draft with their life total covered, my life total covered. So like the whole time I'm just like, what is their life total? Are they at 7 or 5? Is this lethal? I don't know. I cover up like their mana base and all sorts of stuff, and super fun, but yeah.
I love it. And speaking of some of our guests, look, Melissa DeTora hanging out here in chat. Good to see you, Melissa. Melissa is a co-worker of mine now at Wizards, as Mtgnerdgirl said earlier, also a very prominent former pro player. It's really cool to have you here. She's absolutely phenomenal. And so winning a Magic date with her is definitely an amazing prize.
Definitely, guys.
Me, I don't know, whatever. I'm just some person. But Melissa is a multitudinal, amazing figure. So.
Yeah. Definitely worth bidding, guys. And I'm telling you, you guys put in a bid. You'll be surprised what it could do. And again, you guys don't have to pay unless you're the highest bidder, so there's no downside. So make sure you guys do it. Okay, so first, I wanted to ask a quick question, and also I want to give you guys the opportunity to ask some questions as well. So like just to kind of get things going a little bit, if you guys do decide to donate $10 while we're talking to Gavin here, you can type in a message, ask us a question, as long as it's not anything like NDA stuff that he can't talk about. I'll just ignore you if that's the case. But make sure you guys toss in your questions if you decide to donate for a good cause. So what is your favorite thing you've worked on for Magic in the last 10 years?
Oh my gosh, right? Yeah, 10 years. It was just my 10-year anniversary. You know me so well. I have worked on so many projects that I'm proud of, but for me, I think the project that like will always really resonate with me that was like the it's just the thing that I've come out with that I'm like my crown jewel was Battle Bond. It was my first ever lead of a booster product. So I had never led like a booster set before that, and I was given this task to like not just make this set, but also figure out how it was going to work and how is the drafting going to work for this format, and what were like how are you going to make the new mechanics work and all this stuff. And I was given pretty free reign with it, and I spent a lot of sleepless nights of like staring at the ceiling, kept awake. I always told people it was like having a baby. I don't have a baby, so I guess I don't know if that's really what it's like. But just like in the middle of the night, I would hear like Battlebond crying my name of like, yeah, make a new part. It's for it. And I would like I'd be like fine, scribble something down on my nightstand. So a lot of work went into that, and then the reactions from people on that set were so meaningful to me, because not only did people really enjoy it, but it really inspired people to come together and in really cool ways. It's a two-headed giant draft set, if you're not familiar. So I went to a pre-release and I saw like couples playing together and old friends who hadn't played Magic in a long time sitting there alongside their buddy playing. And it was so cool to see these pairings of people like come who might not normally be at a tournament playing Magic together. And I mean, I've worked on a lot of things I love, like Mystery Boosters, one that's near and dear to my heart. Commander Legends, very near and dear to my heart. That's just got a huge story behind it. But Battle Bond for me is one where it's like seeing folks sit together and high five each other who wouldn't normally be in the game store playing. Like, that makes me a little like slightly teary thinking about it.
I played a little bit of Battle Bonds. Unfortunately, I don't think I was playing like a ton of like paper at the time, so I didn't get to do much. But we did do like the team draft where you like pick two, and it was pretty unique. And I had a lot of fun with the different mechanics. So awesome.
Yeah, it's one worth going back to. Packs are hard to find now, but if you get the opportunity to, I know sometimes like Channel Fireball will trot them out at large Magic events, or or what have you. You might be able to find some in the future. It's not impossible. I got a box right here. I'm saving for a rainy day. So maybe next time you're up in Seattle, hit me up and we can make something cool happen.
Hey, I have a box or two of the mystery boosters that I am saving for a rainy day. So you mentioned that product as well, and
right here. You got to get these the convention edition. That's my favorite with all the playtest cards.
Yeah,
so much fun. I can't believe I don't have like I promise you I don't have just like unlimited props next to where I sit. I'm just like, oh, I don't know. Just here's a sealed alpha booster box to show off. No, I just have this as a cool thing next to me.
They were the things that you worked on, so it makes sense that you would have them like easily, accessible.
Yeah, like I don't know. I have some set dressing for my YouTube show up or whatever, and so I have like a down here. It's like some things that I change out every now and then. So I just have some boxes. Also, like my house is currently like undergoing some renovations, so I've like made my little corner of Magic stuff, and then the rest of it is just like boxes, and it looks horrible. So
yeah, I've got like a sum. If I remove the green screen, there's like some random stuff. GP Portland was Eldraine, and it was a constructed event, so I just grinded sides. So I just like randomly have 10 boxes of Eldraine because I just played sides all day. But yeah, there's just random Magic stuff that you get for being in the game for so long. Buzzard Bait, $25 donation. Make yourself known in the chat so one of my mods can send you guys some codes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Buzzard Bait. That's awesome.
Woohoo! Getting closer, guys. Also, last thing before we get on with the questions, you can no longer enter the giveaway. We're going to pick a winner for the $25 Cool Stuff gift card for hitting 13,000. So media.
While you're back. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just want to say it's amazing. You've hit 13,000 today. That is unbelievable. Congratulations to you, and thanks to everyone out there who has donated. I mean, Extra Life really is an amazing cause, and growing up, I spent a lot of time in the hospital. Actually, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I was at Seattle Children's Hospital here in Seattle a lot. And a lot of these donations really go toward making a difference for these kids. So thanks for all you do to help raise money. I appreciate it.
So we actually didn't start at nothing. I've done in August. I did a full week where they could donate and add time. And I would do as many hours as I could until I died. And then I would sleep and start again. And they could just keep adding timer. And then after a week, I was like, all right, guys, we're done. So we were actually at like 9K starting today.
Wow. Still, that is incredible.
Yeah.
That is absolutely incredible.
So there's
now you can go ahead and say your thing.
I was just saying we picked a winner for the gift card. And that's chlamydia. Thank you so much. Make sure you message me on Twitch and I'll send that to you. All right, next question. Let me see if you have a question. There was not one. So what is your favorite format to play? I know you were a competitive player before, but I know you work on a lot more of the casual stuff. Is there a little bit of difference, or have we switched?
Yeah, there's definitely a difference. I mean, I'm always down for playing anything. I would call myself like a Magic enthusiast. Like whenever someone's like, hey, try out my new format, I'm like, yes, let me show me whatever format you have. It's Pauper, Kamigawa, Tiny Leaders. All right, let's build a deck and play, you know? But I think my favorite format to play is probably Cube Draft. I really love Booster Draft because it's different every time and you get to think a lot of thinking on the fly. And Cube to me is just like, hey, I get to see all my buddies, right? It's like the family reunion, or maybe like a high school reunion or friend reunion or some kind of reunion where like you go and it's like, oh, hey, Mystic Snake, haven't seen you for a while. Or like, Time Spiral, it's been a second, right? And you get to, draft a lot of your old favorites and cast some really powerful spells. And, I've Cube drafted for over 10 years now, and I still come up with new and wild decks whenever I play. So, it's whenever there's a cube available, I always kind of jump in. And I love playing all sorts of cubes, like Vintage Cube, Legacy Cube, always great. There's a modern cube around here that I love in the Seattle area. But I've also had folks come up to me with like some very strange and offbeat cubes. And man, I played some very strange cubes that I've really, really enjoyed. There was one of my favorites was Eric Klug played this Humans versus Zombies cube of his with me, where there were like some very specific rules for how the drafting works, and like 3 of the players were the humans and 3 players were the zombies, and you could only like play certain cards and like you had to play certain colors. It was a whole thing, but I thought the game design behind it was really cool. So I am always down to cube. I love Commander. I'm seeing Infinite Tokens in the chat being like, not Commander, are you wild? I love Commander. It's great. I'm a huge Commander player, but the thinking on the fly nature of draft is so fun to me. And that's probably why I made Commander Legends, is because I love the draft plus Commander element of it.
Definitely. I actually was a little bummed I didn't get to play much of Commander Legends. And as far as Commander goes, I was not a huge fan of it, but I think that's because I had a really bad introduction for like a new player. People were playing crazy decks and that they were taking like 40 minutes for their turn, and it was a 5-player game. It was just a mess. But I've played more recently and I've had a blast. So I'm really excited to see what more normal Commander looks like.
So much of Commander is really about who you're playing with and the kind of decks they play. I'd say one of the greatest things about the format and one of the most challenging things about the format is getting that balance right. Because on one hand, it's very cool, everything is legal and you can play with whoever and any deck is good, right? We can all bring out our Commander deck and play. That's amazing, because for a long time we'd all get together, it'd be like you and me and 2 friends in a room, and I'd say let's play Magic, and I'd have a standard deck and you'd have a modern deck and someone else would have like a pile of cards deck or whatever, and our decks weren't really compatible. Well, with Commander, we've got like this unified language now of like, oh, we all have a Commander deck, that's cool, let's play, which is amazing. The challenge is just that sometimes it's like, oh, you're playing competitive, take all the turns forever, and I've got my Homerid theme deck, and it's like, there's a bit of a mismatch here. So that can be tricky, but as long as you find the right group, it can be great. And I know that there's Commander's huge for Magic right now. Of course, we're doing a lot of stuff with Commander, but there's also nothing wrong if you don't like Commander. I've heard from a lot of folks of like, I don't like Commander. Is there something wrong with me? And it's like, no. Like if you want to play competitively and Commander's not your bag, that's totally okay. Nothing wrong with that. So I'm glad that you like it now, but also no shade on you if you were to tell me, Gavin, I actually hate Commander. That's totally fine.
I think I did, but I have been slowly being converted, and I think what that is just power level. As a limited player, I tend to not like super high power levels, which is what I was going to ask you about Cube as well, because I find that I like very low-powered cubes that feel more like a typical draft format, but when you just jam all of the rares and all of the power and things into a cube, I'm just like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I tend to not like the arena cubes for that reason, where the entire pack is just bombs.
Yeah. Do you like, have you played, when did you start playing? What was your first set?
Between 6th and 7th, I started playing in like the Invasion, Judgment-y area. Like I was pretty young, so I don't really remember. I just know that those were the packs I was buying, but I don't know which set was new.
Totally. So Invasion was my first set, so basically the same time, right? So we've got a pretty similar background there. And something that I enjoy, and it sounds like you also enjoy, but I think we found a lot of players do not enjoy, is like the scraping for playables part of draft, or like drafting your pack and you're down to like the last 8 card. If you take there's 8 cards left in the pack and you look and just none of them are playable, right? It's like give a creature Swamp Walk and like destroy target enchantment or whatever. And then when your deck is finished, you have to like figure out which bad cards you got to put in your deck. I personally find that kind of a little enjoyable. Of like, okay, we got to scrap for playables, but a lot of people did not enjoy that so much. So
I like the grindier games where we're fighting for like a half a cardboard's advantage, and people are just like, I want to just play dragons, and whoever plays more dragons wins. And I'm just like, no.
What is the worst card you have ever played in a draft deck that like won you a game or was really amazing?
Ooh, what a tough question. I have no idea off the top of my head. I know I've played like some janky things that you're not supposed to play, and got some wins off of it, because sometimes you're playing to like, you don't have enough playables, so you're just like, well, we'll see what this does. But like definitely jankier counterspells that people aren't playing around is often a good one. But I don't think I have a card off the top of my head. What about you?
Oh yeah, like a good 4-mana counterspell. That's like the sweet spot, right? It's like you're not supposed to play them, but it doesn't matter. You leave it 4 mana all the same. You play like your whatever 4 mana look at their hand counterspell or something, and their spell gets countered all the same. I remember back in Ravnica block, so original Ravnica, not to go like very old boomer on you here, although I guess you also were playing back then, so I guess it's really for the chat that I'm feeling like a boomer. I was playing Ravnica, so original Ravnica. I love this format. It was like my sealed format. You've got like all these like bounce lands and like mana rocks, and it's really like a very, very, very grindy format, right? You're playing 3 or plus colors and sealed most of the time, and just like trading small incremental advantages. I remember I had this one sealed deck without like all these bombs, but my creatures were just horrible. I had no way to like gum up the ground. So I ended up playing one of the worst, I think, Magic cards in history, which is Zephyr Spirit. If you don't know this card, it is, check out this hottie, 5U for a 0/6. And I know you're already thinking, wow, this card sounds pretty great. It has the amazing text of when it blocks, you return it to your hand. So you play it out, and then when you do the thing of blocking with it, you get the decided honor of paying 6 mana on your next turn to recast your spell. So I played this in this deck because I just had like nothing, like my creatures were so bad. And I remember I was not playing for top 8, but the round before I was playing for top 8, I just kept blocking my opponent's creature with Zephyr Spirit every turn. I'd like block, pick it up, block, pick it up, or whatever. And my opponent was getting visibly frustrated because they're like, how could I be being stopped by this horrible, horrible Magic card, right? And then eventually I found like my Glare of Subdual, and I took over the game from there. And I ended up top 8ing that PTQ with Zephyr Spirit in my sealed deck. So I'll never forget that story.
That is a pretty good one. I did not know that card. At first I thought you were going to say Zephyr Charge, which was like a little enchantment that was pretty bad that gave something flying for like a turn if you dumped a bunch of mana into it. And I had some janky wins with that. I had a deck in a limited sealed where I had Zephyr Charge and a bunch of Young Pyromancers and a bunch of bounce spells. So I was able to just... and I used My Little Pony tokens. I was just making so many little ponies that would fly over and kill people.
Zephyr Charge can target anything, right? I believe that's what we did with this card.
Yeah, I think it's pay 1, give a thing flying, or pay 2 or something.
Yeah, I think it's a U enchantment, pay 1 U, give it flying. The reason why that's important is I remember drafting... this was not the best draft deck, but we tried making like a blue-green, give their stuff flying plummeted deck. And I remember drafting like the 4 or 5 kill a flyer plus Zephyr Charge deck and be like, oh, give your thing flying, plummet it, give your thing flying, plummet it. And it wasn't great, but it was very humorous to me.
Definitely. Quick shout out to Aaron for a $10 donation. Make sure you guys donate with your Twitch name so we can easily get you guys your Crimson Vow packs. And if you're going to donate $10, make sure you include a question for Gavin if you guys have any interesting things you would like to ask. Yeah,
so things you can ask me, by the way. I mean, a lot of times people are like, well, what do I even ask this person? Like, what do I even know what to ask them about? Of course, you can ask anything about how Magic is made, but I know what a lot of people really enjoy, and what often happens when I do streams is you can ask me about any card in Magic, literally any card. and I can tell you a story about it. Now, it might either be a story of its design, because I was around during that time. I started designing around Return to Ravnica, so I know stories for most cards after that. But even if it was before my time, I can probably tell you something interesting about the card, whether it's a play fact or a thing about the design we wouldn't do now. So if you have a favorite Magic card and you're curious how it came to be, or if you want me to tell you about Oko or whatever, that's always a popular one. I couldn't imagine why. Happy to tell you fun stories about it.
Yeah, I feel like Oko is interesting and something that people are going to really want to hear about. My generic question would be, what is your favorite story about a card?
Well, my favorite story about a card? Oh, but there's so many stories. You know, I'm not going to pick a favorite. I'll tell you sort of one of the first cards I ever designed, which was I was working on Gatecrash. Gatecrash was the first team I was a member of, and that's the second set in the Return to Ravnica block for everyone out there. And we needed to make a new Ghost Council. We were trying to make a new Ghost Council, and so we didn't know what we were gonna do, because the old Ghost Council, the original Ghost Council over Zova, was such a popular Magic card, and we need something that would live up to that, but be strong in this standard environment where that card probably wouldn't have been. So I remember I was at home. It was like my third week on the job. I was brand new to it, and I was typing out card ideas, and I couldn't come up with anything. And then I came up with this one card idea, and I read it, and I'm like, that's too good, and I deleted it. I deleted it from my thing, and I thought for a few seconds, and I was like, and I hit my Control Z, and I let it reappear. And then I sent in my document of my proposed card ideas with all of them in there. And I was like, well, the last one is probably ridiculous, but I sent it off anyway. And of course, the one that they loved, that the entire team loved and the lead loved when they reviewed the set, was that Obsidat. And it was my version of Obsidat that I was like, I think this is too powerful, that ended up making it into the set. Okay. Which is super cool, because it was a card that players loved, and ended up getting some Pro Tour play, etc. But I always think back to how that card only exists because I chose to Control Z something I had deleted from a document I had made, right? If I had just left it as deleted, you would have some totally different Obsidat in an alternate universe, but I just had that split decision of well, I'll send it in anyway and see what happens. And that's why Obsidat exists. So that's one of the first cards I ever made. Yeah, I don't know, it's got a special place in my heart. I remember playing it against it in a cube draft later on and losing to it and being like, well, I guess I get what I deserve here. I lost the card I thought was too strong. Good beats.
It's interesting, because if your phone, you delete it and your phone rings, then you probably don't go back to it, right? It's sort of that thing that happens kind of in the moment. So that's really interesting. Quick shout out here, N Button with a $500 donation to Extra Life.
What? N Button, that's amazing.
That is a ton. Wow. One of my mods is going to message you for some packs, and also you got a ton of raffle tickets for the extra giveaways at the end of the night. All right,
that is incredible. I'm just blown away. I'm just blown away. Taking a moment. Thank you so much. Sorry, you can go on now, but I was like, that is amazing. The generosity of everyone here is really incredible. So thank you. Please go ahead.
No, yeah, it is a ton. Definitely gets us halfway to the next goal, which is massive. So a halter man with a $10 donation. Make yourself known in chat. We'll send you those codes. And they want to know the story on Righteous Valkyrie. I'd love to know anything about Righteous Valkyrie, as far as the life gain and the angels themes and how that goes into design. Love the current historic angels and would love to see more cards for that deck in the future.
Totally. So I'll tell a story about Righteous Valkyrie really quick. I'll ask you a question, because you're the amazing maester of the stream here. Is there a way we could get card images up on the screen? I know you were just doing it for your Midnight Hunt, or excuse me, your Crimson Vow review, because might be, I don't know, easier. But in the meantime, while I'm reading, I'll read off Righteous Valkyrie to everyone here, just so that the chat can see the card easier, because some of them they might not know. Righteous Valkyrie, here's what it does if you don't know. It's 2 dub for a 2/4 flying angel cleric. And it says, whenever another angel or cleric enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. So it's kind of like an angel cleric tribal thing. And then as long as you have at least 7 life more than your starting life total, creatures you control get +2/+2. So there's a couple of different things going on here that I think are pretty interesting. The first is we're trying to do more batching of creature types. We think it's pretty cool. We've seen a lot of tribal, of course, over time of you build a goblin deck, you build an elf deck, whatever. But with tribes that don't have as many cards in them, like angels, or just with with the advent of Commander wanting you to like build new and different decks, finding ways to tell you to put multiple different kinds of cards in your deck is really cool. Because one of the problems with building, for example, an all angel deck is your mana curve is a huge issue. You're going to have a bunch of 5+ mana cards in your hand a lot of. So letting you key into multiple creature types like this one does with angels and clerics is a really nice way to bridge that gap. And for example, I know it's not legendary, but if we had made this card legendary, it would be a really cool start to an angel cleric commander deck, which is cool because before you could only build like a cleric commander deck or an angel commander deck, but now you can build an angel cleric commander deck. So that's really fun. The second thing I want to call out is the starting life total bit. So it says as long as you have at least 7 life more than your starting life total. That's a change we've started doing because of Commander, right? We used to do things like with Sarah Ascendant, which said if your life total is 30 or more, it gains +5/+5 and flying or whatever. Which turns out in Commander means on turn 1 you just play it and it's a 6/6 or 5/5, I can never remember, flyer. Yep. So Righteous Valkyrie and other cards like it now, we refer to starting life total so that in Commander it scales appropriately.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those crazy busted cards that just weren't, were created before Commander came out. And it was really interesting going through my bulk box after Commander was really created and got very popular. And I was like, oh, all of this bulk, some of it's now $20 or $30 just because we found a thing for it. And I think that angel that you're referring to was definitely one of those big ones I found a bunch of.
Yeah, I mean, you've got and then you have cards like Test of Endurance and Felidar. I think this is a card I don't think you like very much, but Felidar Sovereign, yeah. which is you lose the game or you win the game if you have 40 or more life. Like that's a card that can immediately kill you in Commander very easily. So yeah, we do a lot of the starting life total stuff. I think you have like a personal vendetta against Felidar Sovereign, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Not for any reason other than it looks like it flies. That's it.
I mean, it's fine reason. Honestly,
it's like its arms are kind of bent back, so it kind of looks like the folded up wings, and it's like on top of a mountain top, like a big cliff that you would expect that you had to fly to get to. And I threw away my 9-0 day 1 of a GP to just not attacking because I thought that I couldn't block the thing it was just a nightmare. So we went 8-1. It's fine.
That's the thing a lot of people don't think about this, but magic art is something that defines a lot of magic cards because we, on the design side, because we commission the art for the cards before they're done. So basically, it's a long design process, and then about maybe 2/3 of the way through or so, we commission art for the cards. And once you've commissioned art for a card, you can't really go backsies on it not flying. So if I painted a thing to fly, it's going to need to fly in the final card design because otherwise, someone will play it and it looks like it's flying but doesn't have flying, which is really weird. So we try and be really careful, especially with flying or things that look like they fly or are really tall, to give them reach or flying or what have you. So I am sorry that you got by Felidar Sovereign. That is that is on us.
The insult to the injury is my friends were watching me in that match saying why is she throwing this game away? So then one of them, I'm in day 2 now at the 8-1 bracket. So I'm playing against Ben S. And we sit down, we shuffle up. And as we're shuffling, my friend comes down and he's like, hey, I got to leave. It's towards the end of day 2. So he's just like, I just wanted to give you this. And he gives me a card in a sleeve face down. So I'm like, okay, cool. I take it, put it in my deck box and don't think about it. Continue shuffling, present, and immediately get deck checked.
No.
And of course, my smart butt friend gave me a Felidar Sovereign, which is legal in the dang format, right? And I had put it in my deck box with the rest of my cards. Thankfully, 2 things saved me. One, it was not the current set, it was the old reprint. I guess there's more than 2 things. The other thing is I wasn't playing white. So they were like, okay, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Ben also said, yeah, her friend just gave her this. And the Felidar Sovereign had wings drawn on it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, talk about that is definitely that could have gone so badly, right? Because it looks like your registration is off, what's going on. But I do appreciate that the people involved were logical. And it's like, okay, well, first of all, it's in her sideboard. She's not playing white. Second of all, it's not from the right set. So she would be a very bad cheater if she was trying to cheat this into her deck. And then third of all, yeah, it had the wings. So that's good at least.
It was not a small issue though. They came, the judges came in a line, they had a huddle, they pulled me aside, they pulled Ben aside, and we all talked, and it was a not 0 issue.
I'm glad you escaped unscathed. That sounds terrifying to be in the middle of. I remember, I won't tell the whole story here because it's a long story and I ended up making a child cry. But there's one pre-release where I got my opponent disqualified because they were playing, well, their sealed deck was clearly stacked. They had like altered it or whatever with too many rares. And my favorite was the kid had Bloodghast in his deck, which is I think a lot of us know what Bloodghast is.
Mhm.
And it was from, which it was signed by the artist, but the artist wasn't at the pre-release. So like clearly he like added it into his deck from we got it signed somewhere else and added it into his deck. And yeah, that was a time where I remember someone getting a ultimately disqualification against me for playing with cards that had something drawn on them. So I'm glad that in this case it saved you as opposed to disqualified you. That's really nice.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Cheating in.
Headology Magic, thank you for the raid.
Heyo, good items. I didn't even hear the alert. That's weird.
Hey,
welcome, Raiders.
I love Headology Magic. They're fantastic. I haven't seen them in a little bit, so good to see you here. And yeah, we're hanging out. So thanks for sending your party of 66 people over to the Mtgnerdgirl stream.
Yeah, we have a really sweet extra life stream going on. The next question, which we'll get to in just a quick second, is from Sinvec with a $50 donation, and they are going to want you to tell them about Tim, aka the Prodigal Sorcerer. This was my first favorite deck around Revised.
Prodigal Sorcery, yes. Well, thank you for the first of all $50 donation. That is incredibly generous, and once again, y'all are amazing. Okay, so Prodigal Sorcerer. This card is a classic, right? It shows up all the way back in the original Magic set, Alpha. And you might wonder why it's called Tim, or maybe some people out there wonder why the nickname for this is Tim. That is because it's actually named after the bit in Monty Python, because they look similar. And there's some that call me Tim, that kind of thing. And so Prodigal Sorcerer got the nickname Tim really early. Now, Prodigal Sorcerer has a unique ability in blue, which is tap to deal 1 damage. Not really a thing that blue gets these days. That's been shifted into red. And the fundamental shift happened with, a lot of people would tell you it's Prodigal Pyromancers where the shift happened, which is in Planar Chaos. But the fundamental shift happened actually with a card called Arcane Teachings, which appeared in Odyssey block. I believe it was Judgments. Let me look this up. Yes, bam, nailed it. It's from Judgment, and this was giving red the Tim ability. Now, after Arcane Teaching showed up, it was shared for a little while. We see like Mawkor, for example, in Time Spiral and some other places. But now it is fully shifted into red. It was the kind of thing that was grandfathered in, basically, right? It was an ability that blue had for a long time, even though it was way outside of Color Pie, just because blue had always done it. And one of the things we think about a lot in game design is what things should be as opposed to what they were just arbitrarily because they've been grandfathered in. So poor Prodigal Sorcerer is no longer blue in terms of what we'd print in a modern day set, although we can still reprint them in, products like, modern master sets and the like. One thing that I think is interesting is that in Odyssey block, the set that Arcane Teachings is in, we see Psionic Gift in the first set, and you're probably like, Gavin, what is Psionic Gift? Which is, I'll put up right here. It is a blue enchantment that gives enchanted creature tap to deal 1 damage to target creature or player. So in the same block, there was a blue aura and a red aura that could tap to deal a damage, and that really started to show the shift of it moving into red. And I see in chat here, someone, Calamedia, brings up that Fireslinger existed in Tempest, and it's true. Red had ways of pinging things. I mean, red dealing 1 damage has been in red suite for a long time. But I feel like Psionic Gift and Arcane Teachings is when R&D at the time started talking about how they were shifting the ability. There was an article that came out and everything. So it was a conscious shift at that moment. So thank you again for the donation. Hopefully that gave you a fun bit of facts about Tim. And these days, a lot of folks love Tim. One thing I want to make someday is a blue-red commander who is a Tim commander, so you can build a proper Tim commander deck. And that's one of my dreams. We'll see if it ever happens. Thank you very much for the question.
Can Tim have something to do with enchantments?
Yeah. I mean, it's half deal 1 damage lord, half enchantment lord, right? Maybe we'll see if we can get a Monty Python secret lair. Who's to say? Anything's possible.
I would buy that. Big Holy Grail fan.
Yeah, I of course, not to get too into it. I know that those are kind of things are very controversial, but I think there are ways of doing them that are great. I love that what we're doing with like the Stranger Things cards, where you're able to get the in-world Magic versions now in upcoming sets on the list. So that kind of solves some of the problems that some folks were having. And yeah, we could do a fun little Monty Python thing. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I don't work on the Secret Lair team. Anything's possible.
I have a question for the Extra Life thing. So I saw somewhere on the internet, and I can't find it now, but I saw a really good plushy mole drifter. Is that a thing? Can I get that? How do I buy this? How do I give you money?
Well, I got good news and bad news. The good news is it's a thing. The bad news is you can't get one. We made one for each of the kids who drew the artwork. So we made a Mole Drifter, a Craterhoof Behemoth, and a Metalwork Colossus, and they are one of a kind. They're given to the kids. Now, theoretically, I suppose it's possible you could talk with the kid's family and see if they were willing to part with it.
No,
I don't want to speculate on that. But yeah, it was something special we did for the kid. I'll admit, when I first heard about it, my first reaction was, I wish we made these plushies and sold them. But then it was pointed out to me that it's like, look, it's really special for the kid. It's a unique thing they'll have their entire life. And I was like, okay, fair enough. Doesn't mean that I don't want that Mole Drifter, but yeah, fair enough.
Okay. Maybe we could just make them like a giant one, or like maybe dump them in a big pile of them. I would pay extra to give them a big pile of them.
I'm sure there are some crafty people out there in the Magic community who will try and make something similar. Maybe not exactly the same, but something similar. I'm always so impressed by the things folks come up with. It is really impressive.
Yeah, the guys, just so you know that the Extra Life sleeve and the Extra Life alternate arts are actually on sale today on Arena, and this is the first time you can purchase those things with gold, and there's some sort of conversion rate where they actually donate the money either in gems or gold, whatever the equivalent is, to their Extra Life fund. So that's a really good way for you guys to like cash in on some of these cool Extra Life promotions. You get to spend the currency you guys have with your dailies or whatever and actually still like put forward to a really good cause. And the art is really cute.
Right, and if you get the sleeves, you get to play with them, for as long as you want. So you can rep Extra Life all year round, and then next year switch out to the next series of sleeves. It's got this great Ajani. It's actually the little Ajani's on my shirt right now, if you can see, who is a cool little logo. But except he's got like some bats this time around. He's like a little vampire-ish because of Crimson Vow. So it really fits nice.
Yeah, I have the My Little Pony. I buy them every year, but I use the My Little Pony ones religiously. That's like my main thing that I always have.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that was a fun year. Oh man, did you get the My Little Pony cards when we made them?
I did, yeah. I have those. I also was there for that particular year, so I did the 12-hour stream actually at Wizards, and that was a ton of fun. I really enjoyed that. I hope you guys do more cute things like Mole Drifter plushies.
I mean, we called out the other ponies on the My Little Pony cards, right? So we got someday we gotta make the rest of them. That's what I keep telling people. So.
Definitely. All right, let me check and see if there's any more questions. All right, so of the things that you obviously can't tell us too much, but of the things that are announced that you have worked on but isn't out yet, is there a thing that you're the most excited for us to see, play, get our hands on?
Yeah, well, I'll say, oh my gosh, it's funny. One that popped into my head, and then I was like, yeah, definitely that one. And I was like, wait, no. This other thing, and I was like, yeah, okay, definitely can't beat that. But I was like, oh wait, no, the third thing. So I'll say the three things that I'm most excited about that you know about, in order of release, are one, Kamigawa. So excited, we're finally doing it. I loved Kamigawa as a player when it came out. I know why we didn't do it for so long, but inside Wizards, I was like such a fan of Kamigawa. I was like always like, hey, let's do it again. I think we can do it right. And now that we're finally going back early next year, I think you all are really going to enjoy it, and kind of the take we're doing on it, you'll find plenty of things that you love again, right? So if there's plenty of fun references to the old set and a bunch of new cool stuff too. So you have to wait for that. So that was one thing. The Commander, so that popped into my head. But then Commander Legends, the Baldur's Gate set that's coming out next year, super exciting. Like D&D was awesome. I loved AFR a lot. And combining that with Commander Legends is really cool. So Commander Legends was a huge baby of mine, so to see that come to life was awesome. And then finally, I mean, I'm such a story nerd, and I've been playing this for so long, as have you, that the Brothers War is something I am very excited by. I can't say much about that set yet, but it's exciting. It's really, 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 really exciting, and I cannot wait for you to see it.
I feel like I am less of a story nerd. In fact, like, I've played WoW since like beta, and I don't even know that there is a story. So Magic is even more obscure to me, but I do enjoy the like flavor text and the art and things like that. But I don't usually tend to dig too much into story. But I know Brothers War is probably the biggest thing I've seen people get excited about as far as story goes in several years. So I'm actually looking forward to it because it's, pretty old as far as like how long it's been since it was, something was being produced for it. And to get people that excited, I have not seen people that excited in a very long time for anything story related. So it's got to be amazing.
I mean, literally since I started playing, I remember people talking about, will you do a Brothers War set, or will you do a movie based on the Brothers War, or whatever? And it's this like famous part of Magic history. And even if you're a newer player, at some point, if you've been playing for like a year or something like that, at some point you've probably heard about it, or someone said something to you, or someone played Urza against you in Commander, and you're like, tell me about this guy, and someone tells you a long story about Urza. It is. It's really, really exciting, and I can't wait for you to all see what we've done with it. That one's a little further out, so I really can't say anything about it yet, but I'm very excited about it. Very, very, very excited. Overall, obviously it's going to be like, yeah, Gavin works for Wizards, blah, blah, blah. Obviously he's going to say this. But, I mean, honestly, I say this sincerely. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out in the next year of Magic, and whether you're like a newer player to the game or someone who's been around for a long time, there's a lot of stuff there for you. Like doing the double whammy for me in the same year, or whammy is the wrong word, but like the double hit of Kamigawa and Brothers War, like two things I've wanted to see on Magic again for a very long time, is going to be awesome.
I'm excited for
plus everything else.
I'm excited for the Kamigawa. I actually do really flavored art for a lot of the sets that I get really excited about. One of them is on the back screen right now. So it's me and my dog, and we go on an adventure to all the planes. So we have Ixalan, this one's Innistrad. We've got Theros, so he's like a little, celestial enchantment doggo. And what else do we have? Oh, we have the Keldheim one, which is pretty sweet. So I'm actually really excited for this crazy, light, cyberpunky type Kamigawa. I think that's going to be really fun for the artist and for me. I'm hyped.
Oh, I cannot wait for you all to see some of the stuff in there. And of course, you and Hammy will look amazing. And that I am sure. So how's he doing, by the way?
Hamlet's good. He's kind of a jerk. He's one now, so he's in his rebellious, still puppy stage, but I feel like he's not a puppy, so he should be less of a jerk, but he's not.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, whenever I see like a picture of him or like a video show up of him on Instagram, it's like instant like. Don't know what it is. I'm just snapping that like button right now because it's so freaking adorable. Love that little guy.
We got a $50 donation from Yanks, who has donated a couple of times today, actually. Thank you so much.
Oh wow, thank you, Yanks. That is awesome. The continued support is really incredible.
All right, so the question from Yanks is something I've always been curious about. Torment, and to a lesser extent Judgment, were heavily color skewed. Has there been consideration for doing something like this again?
Yeah, so that is a great question. You dug deep for it. So kind of just to set the stage for everyone out there in chat who might not know. So Odyssey, Torment, and Judgment was something very, very unique, where Torment was very black centered. It had very strong black cards in it and very weak white and green cards. And then in Judgment, it had very strong white and green cards and very weak black cards. Now, in the time since we've done a little bit of toying with this, I'd say Avacyn Restored, which I know is certainly not a fan favorite draft format, but it did do a thing where it twisted, and black was kind of weak and kind of strange intentionally. But we really haven't done anything quite like this again. And will we see it again? It's possible, but I would put it in the less likely camp. And here's why. It's the kind of thing that sounds very interesting when you say it out loud, and it's like a thing that game designers, people really into Magic, tend to like find interesting to think about. The problem is it plays out in really challenging ways. One is that when you're drafting the format, it really warps the draft table, and you kind of have to make a choice whether you're going to commit and get the rewards in the color twisted pack or not. And if you do commit and a bunch of other people are committing, then you want to end up with the strong cards. It's almost like a prisoner's dilemma situation, and it can train wreck a lot of drafts that way. Additionally, when you look at the full block model with all 3 sets out, there's a lot of really challenging things that happen just with the draft structure of like, okay, well, you draft like green white in the first pack, and then in the second pack you don't get any good green white cards, and especially for an average player, they might be like, oh no, my deck's gonna be horrible, and they might bail out of green and white or something like that, and then get picked up in the third pack. So it's pretty tough to make work and be successful, and you have to really be in the Magic node to kind of understand what's going on at that level. Now, a couple other challenges. One, we don't really do 3-set blocks anymore, so it'd be tough to do that in a block structured draft environment. Maybe we'll go back to it sometime and do that kind of thing. I do think what you're more likely to see, though, are individual sets where we shine the spotlight in very different places. So, like, instead of saying this color is weak here, we might do something like spot removal is really weak here, so you could play with bigger creatures than normal, or I don't know, there's no counter spells on this world, so you can always cast your spell successfully, or whatever the case might be. And I think those are ways that we would talk about twisting it. But historically, when we've done these twists on draft environments, Torment and Judgment being one, the other one that shows up into my mind is Fate Reforged, which had like the gimmick of you could draft it with both Khans of Tarkir and Dragons of Tarkir. It ends up kind of just hamstrung and trying to serve too many masters. So I don't think we're super keen to do it unless we had a really good reason. Not impossible, but I don't think it's like a thing we're like ready and raring to do, if that makes sense. So sorry if that breaks your heart, but I'm just trying to be honest with you. So there you go. There's your answer.
I mean, it kind of seems like in the world of Magic creation, almost nothing seems impossible. Like, it's always cool to go back and do flashbacks. So even if there's things that are not popular now, they could be later, not, things that are fun or easy to design, but could, maybe a new mechanic is developed that will bring this other thing out of the darkness and make it more relevant. So I really like that there's so much flexibility with some of that.
A thing I always think about is that if we have a really strong mechanical hook that is good, then we'll find a way to make a set around it. And so like if in a world where I thought it was strong, it could enter that way. Like, oh, we think this kind of weak color set thing is a thing we definitely want to do, then we could build a set around it. We don't think that's the case, so that's not going to happen in that sense. But the way we could get there is if we, from a flavor perspective, we were like, oh, this is a world we're going to, or a place where it really makes sense to do this. Okay, let's give it a roll. So I'll give you a great example, Innistrad. I could totally see us at some point being like, hey, we're going to do Innistrad, we're going to do it as a block, and the whole thing this time around is that black's taken over the plane, all the forces of evil are everywhere, and because it's so flavorful and makes so much sense, and everyone, even someone who doesn't know draft very well or Magic that well, can see it and understand it, we're going to do that this time. That's the kind of level I think we could do it on, and where twisting it would make sense. So not impossible. I totally agree. It's I try to never say never, because a lot of the times I've said never and then been wrong. So but less likely than more likely, I would say.
That makes sense. One question as far as like set design for the current set, I've had a lot of very strong opinions and very opposite opinions about blood tokens. So seeing as how that's a hot topic for everybody, I'd like to know your thoughts on blood tokens.
Yeah, blood tokens. I've got a video coming out about these soon. So where do I even start with blood? So okay, so where do I begin? Okay, I'm just gonna can I tell us maybe a longer, medium to long story? Is that okay? Okay, so if that's okay with the chat out there. So when we were working on original Innistrad, no, we go back even further. When we were working on Khans of Tarkir block, in Khans of Tarkir, originally the mechanic for the Sultai was gold tokens or treasure tokens, essentially. And it made a lot of sense. Sultai was amassing wealth and was getting a lot of stuff, and you could spend your gold to cast spells quicker, and it also made sense because it fixed your mana in Khans of Tarkir. It didn't end up working out in Khans of Tarkir. We put Delvin instead, which was maybe a mistake. Whoops. But anyway, let's not worry about that. So it didn't work out in Cons of Tarkir, but we liked the idea. And then when we were working on Dragons of Tarkir, we actually had this idea for a mechanic called claws, which of course did not make it out in the final version. But claws were artifact equipment tokens that gave the equipped creature +1/+0, and you would create claws. So it'd be like, I don't know, a creature comes into play and it says create a claw, and it was like an equipment you could equip onto a creature and it stuck around, and you had equipment tokens that you generated. And that mechanic got killed. But there was all this discussion around like these artifact tokens, and maybe they were a cool thing to try for Magic. So when we were working on Shadows over Innistrad, I pitched a mechanic called Investigate. And after a lot of iteration and changes from my original version, it ended up turning into clue tokens. And we finally did it. We made clue tokens in Magic, and people love clues in general. But an interesting thing about clues was that you could use them to power your other cards. It wasn't just like you have the static ability, pay 2 mana at some point in the future and draw a card. There were cards like Traverse the Unknown, I think is what it was called. They gave a creature +X/+X, where X is the number of clues you controlled, and things like that. So it was cool. You could build a deck around it. So flash forward, we liked clues a lot. So we flash forward to Ixalan. And with Ixalan, we're like, let's do the treasure thing that we talked about previously with Cons of Tarkir. And we did it there. We made a few cards that keyed off of treasure, like Captain Lannery Storm and so on. And that worked out really well. So people like treasure. We're like, okay, that's really cool. Then we went on to Eldraine. And we were thinking about things to do, and we did food tokens. And with food, we tried something new. We all know food, of course, you can gain through life by sacrificing it, which is like, okay, you do it if you need to. But the thing that I thought was most interesting about food is that you can sacrifice it to your other cards for effects. So like there's all these cards that are like sacrifice a food, get a bonus, sack a food, they lose some life, sack a food, something has to block this turn. And that was really cool, creating this kind of token that was like a thing you mostly wanted to use to fuel your other things, but that you could also use to gain life if you needed to. So coming all the way ahead to blood tokens now, we wanted to make a kind of token that was you could use both as a resource, but also had a strong use on its own. So it's stronger than it's stronger than gaining 3 life for sure, but it's definitely a lot weaker than drawing a card off a clue. But as a result, there's a lot more cards that key into it. As you look through the Crimson Vow spoiler, you'll see plenty of cards that want you to sack blood for different abilities or so on and so forth. And so it's a pretty interesting experiment for us in, okay, this is kind of a halfway point of, you'll use it sometimes for the discard and draw effect, you'll use it sometimes for the abilities you have on your cards, and we're curious what folks think. I mean, we're pricing it differently than clues. A lot of the cards are priced more aggressively than the clue makers. So we'll see how it plays out, but I think it plays pretty well and it enables a lot of cool stuff. So that's a very long, winding story about how we got to blood tokens, but it kind of shows you the history of these artifact tokens and what we've tried over time, and now kind of the new space we're trying with blood in Crimson Vow.
Awesome. I actually liked food. I actually liked limited for I keep wanting to say Keldheim. Eldraine. I had a lot of fun with it. I know some of the people were kind of traumatized with Oko, but in general, I thought the format was really, really fun, and I don't even think Oko was that bad in limited, so I thought food was really unique, and I really enjoyed the decks that used them as far as getting to use the different abilities and saving food, where it's like, okay, I have 2 mana, do I like just be mana efficient and do the thing, or do I save it in case I draw this one card that wants to interact with it? So yeah, there was a lot there, and I think that blood is very similar. We got one. Go ahead.
I think food is pretty cool, and totally a thing we could see using again at some point. I also think that Eldraine, while we're talking about Eldraine, I think Eldraine gets a bad rap. And here's what I'm going to say about Eldraine. So I think with Eldraine, you have to like separate out the like 2 strong cards from the rest of the world, because I think like Oko clearly was a mistake. Like not even close. Whether or not Bone Crusher Giant and Brazen Borrower were mistakes, they were definitely incredibly strong cards that were impressive on the rest of Standard. And you can look through a number of other cards in Eldraine that of course cause challenges, and those are, were things that we maybe should have reconsidered. But the world and the limited environment and a lot of the mechanics I thought were actually great. Like Adventure, I thought was a totally sweet mechanic. I thought food was really cool. So there's a lot of neat stuff going on there that I think, we could do, or at least elements we could take and put other places. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see adventures again or food again or things like that. Even though the set itself was strong, I think you have to separate out the power and the world and everything else going on. So just a little thought on Eldraine. I know you got 5 boxes behind you, so you got some love for Eldraine yourself. So there you go.
I mean, for limited, I loved the flavor. I liked the interaction. There was a ton of stuff that I thought were really fun, and yeah, those cards were really powerful, but in limited they were pretty balanced, so I was happy. So one last question before I wanted to like maybe jump into a draft or something with you guys, and if there's any more questions, you know, we can still answer those as we kind of just autopilot some sort of draft. But this is from Obsidian, and Atraxa Praetor's voice is one of my favorite cards. What stories can you tell me about the character?
Ooh, about the character. Ooh, I can tell you all about the card. The character is going to be a little bit harder, so I'm going to pull up Atraxa here. Oh my gosh, looks like we just got a raid too. Thank you, Everos, for the raid.
Welcome. Guys, can we get a streamer shout out for Everos, one of our DGen streamers. So make sure you guys go show some love to our raid.
So I guess here's what I can say about Atraxa. So when we were making Commander 2016, we were doing 4-color decks for the first time. And what we quickly learned when making 4-color commanders is it's not really about what all 4 colors do. It's actually less, it's more about what the one color that's missing doesn't do, if that makes sense. So Atraxa was the not red commander. And so we're like, okay, we'll make this one about a slow game and progress over time. And that's exactly where we came up with the idea of doing something that was very build-uppy. And Ali Steele had the idea for Atraxa. And when she submitted it, I think it didn't have any keywords. It was just a 4-mana legend said at the end of your turn, proliferate. And it was immediately like, okay, this is great. It's going to let you build up over time. It's slow. It proliferates. That's pretty cool. And then the keywords were added in later in the design process. And of course, now the card is an incredibly powerful commander. I remember as far as the character goes, it proliferated mechanically. So we were like, okay, well, it would make a lot of sense for this to be a Phyrexian. And it was just a matter of what it was supposed to be and who it was supposed to be attached to. And I don't know who exactly with the idea of it being like the Praetor's voice, as it were. But it turned out, we did it and players loved the flavor of it. And I think it's a cool character that's now attached to new Phyrexia. Also, players just love Phyrexians. So anytime they see like a glimmer of what's going on in Phyrexia, people tend to love it. And this is a legendary character that I wouldn't be surprised if, we saw it in a commander deck at some point as a refresh or something like that. So there's some facts for you about Atraxa.
Nice. That's a lot of information for like, someone's favorite, like kind of pet card and stuff. So that's really, really cool. I did want to, get your input on some actual gameplay. I'd love, they have to watch me play Magic all the time. They already know what I think. So I thought we'd get you into an Innistrad draft and just kind of hear you talk about what kind of cards, what sets you like, or what kind of archetypes you like in the format, things like that. I know you like to do a fair amount of drafting, right?
Yeah, draft is my bag, so this sounds great. Let's do it.
Awesome. I'm going to share my screen with you, so that way you will be able to see it.
Oh, perfect.
In more real time.
Amazing. Okay, cool. So we're going to draft Innistrad. So I don't know what train you're on when it comes to the school of Midnight Hunt drafting. I tend to be probably a little more flexible than some people. I know that everyone's like, draft blue-black every time. It's the best or whatever. I do think blue-black is the best color pair if you can get it. But a lot of the time it's overdrafted. So like, you don't end up with it. I don't mind playing something a little more off-kilter. So we'll see what we end up with here.
Yeah, I don't mind either. Earlier in the day, I did a co-op for the start of the stream with one of our other team streamers. And we just like kind of forced Boros, which I think is kind of one of the worst color pairings in the set, but it's fun to do those. Like I can't post blue-black on my YouTube channel every day.
How did the draft go?
We went 6 wins.
Oh, well, check that out.
Yeah,
with Boros. Good work. I imagine a little bit of skill there, but all right, let's see what we got. And we'll kind of talk through this together.
Yeah,
I drafted a lot of Midnight Hunt when it came out, And of course in playtesting, which is funny. But then these days I'm like, okay, I'll set it aside and play some of the more like wild formats, like the Ravnica format that was on in Arena recently and that kind of stuff. So be refreshing to see these cards again.
I was playing a little bit of that too. I played a ton of this when it first came out, and then I got kind of bored of it. And then so I switched to best of 3, and I was much happier.
Okay. Is this best of 1 or best of 3?
Best of 1.
Okay, great. All right, what do we got here? What grabs my eyes immediately? So, I mean, Flesh Taker's a strong card, but I don't normally like committing super early to a gold card if I can avoid it. The Farmhand is a card I like a decent amount. There is... I mean, the Hobbling Zombie is okay. It's not the best zombie. And I'm kind of eyeing the Farmhand a little bit. What do you think? What do you like here?
I think that the 3 uncommons are all very strong uncommons. I think Orzhov is my favorite blue-black deck, basically. I've had the most success with it. So I like Farmhand or Rise. We could force a Flesh Taker if that's the archetype you like. Either one's good.
Yeah, I don't like committing that early. I mean, Rise is great, but I always prefer the cheaper card where possible. I find that you just end up with enough stuff late on your curve. So let's go with the Farmhand here. It's not like the most exciting card in the world, but it's, you get a free card when you cast it, and later in the game you transform it. It's great. All right, going to pack 2. All right, what do we have here? There's the Dawnheart Mentor, who I do like a decent amount.
It's one of the stronger green cards, I think, as far as early stuff. But I always felt like Selesnya felt really weak to me.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I will play kind of anything, but the human rewards aren't like super strong, and often that deck has trouble coming together. Don't want to commit to the first pick Farmhand though. We could end up in a different green.
Yeah.
There's the Dawnheart Mentor. There's the Silversmith, who I like a decent amount too. Comes down as basically a 3/4 and pumps up one of your other things. I'm leaning toward either, I think, the Mentor or the Silversmith. Unless do you have a preference between those two?
I lean between those two and the Channeler. So maybe the Silversmith just to stay in white.
Yeah, we'll just stay in white. That's fine. Yeah, I don't mind Channeler either. I mean, but let's go with the Silversmith. That sounds good.
I did have a deck with like 3 or 4 Silversmiths, and they just they're so good in multiples.
Ooh, Sun Gold Sentinel.
Wow! Plus Savior, plus Dreadhound and Defenestrate.
Wow. Yeah, this is a really strong pack. Well, maybe we should have taken that Flesh Taker first pick is what I'm learning.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I mean, I love the Defenestrate. Like that's a great pick, but I think I'm just going to go with the Sentinel, right? It's a great 2-drop that once you hit Coven, just, punches you for 3 every turn. I mean, I unless you think I'm nuts for liking this card, I think
no, I don't think you're nuts. I mean, I think there's an argument to be made for all of these cards. I tend to lean towards removal when possible, but I also think that this card's just great.
Yeah. One of my journal draft rules is just cheap cards. When the cards are about this quick and power level, cheap cards just let you make sure that you're going to hit your curve more often. So I try and take the cheaper cards when I can. Wow, there's a late Flesh Taker here. Now, with all the black we've seen, I'm a little tempted to pick up this Flesh Taker. Also, the Search Party Captain, though, which is a card I like a decent amount.
And Eaten Alive.
And, oh, wow, just my eyes skimmed right over that. Holy smokes.
So, I mean, I really like where we're at. I would argue that I've seen Flesh Takers go almost last pick. So, I'm thinking if, we're seeing a ton of white and a ton of black, there's a good chance that nobody's going to want to be in the Flesh Taker business. So, I think we could probably take Eaten or Party.
Yeah, I guess let's grab the Eaten and try and move into white-black. Eaten Alive is a card that I think someone's more likely to take as a signal than Search Party Captain.
Agreed.
So let's grab that and, see if we can go down the white-black path here. There's the Horde.
Horde is so good.
That's great. I mean, there's that. It's that or the Captain for me.
Yep.
I think it's got to be the Horde though, right?
I think so. That card has overperformed for me a ton.
Right. Especially if you go in a white-black sacrifice deck, you get those decayed tokens. Which is going to be quite a bit extra value. All right, well, now we're running a little light, but that's maybe just a weak pack. I don't know. The Falcon Abomination is a late, so I guess it's either that or the Cathars. I might just take the Abomination in case.
Yeah, the Cathars is kind of nice to help trigger the Coven, but I think that you're right. Abomination is a really big signal here in pick 6.
Yeah, it's possible. Like you always have to think about if the person to your right moved into your colors or something, given that they were seeing the same signals you did. So I don't mind grabbing the late abomination, and if we can move into it, great. And if it works out, great. If not, we just go white or black or whatever. Okay. Not a ton here. I mean, there's the join the dance, but I don't think we're gonna be playing that. I could honestly see taking the overgrown farmland here in case we end up to splash for something.
Yeah.
I think that's a fine pick. Plus, it adds a rare to your collection, so can't go wrong there.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, like if you wanted to still just pick something else up, like the Elementalist or the Cavalry would be playable. But again, I think our other cards are so much stronger that I do like picking up the land for some options.
Yeah.
These packs are all over the place. Like the Liberator is strong.
Right. And we saw like very little good green up until now, really.
Mm-hmm.
The Spirit is like nothing to write home about. Unfortunately, it doesn't really pair super well. The Silver Bolt I don't mind either. It's either the Liberator or the Bolt for me. Which do you like more?
I think maybe if we were thinking we wanted to be into green, then we would take the Liberator. But I think Bolt is good just because our other cards are so much stronger, our black and white.
Yeah, I agree.
I like Shady Traveler, actually.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna take the Traveler. It's like the straightforward pick here. All right, we hope that so our Flesh Taker did not wheel, notably. So someone grabbed our Flesh Taker, so that's not great.
Rotten Reunion's fine.
Take the Reunion, yeah.
Mostly a sideboard card, but every once in a while, if you end up with like 2 of the 2/2 zombies, you could main it.
I'll take the Flare. It's fine. All right. Well, I'm a little worried that if neither of the Flesh Takers wheel, I'm a little worried about that. I'll take the Behemoth, I guess.
Yeah. No Way Out's cute, but I think I would take a little bit of a top end first. I think that's definitely correct.
So, I'm starting to think that I think the Rejuvenator, I guess. I'm starting to think that white might not be where we want to end up. Our only really strong white card is that Ambitious. Like, we have the Farmhand and the Silversmith was just fine, but nothing else is putting me into white. And both of the white, black, gold cards didn't wheel. So if we end up moving into black X, I could see that being a total option here. This is definitely going to be drafting the hard way. This is not going to be an easy one. Eaten Alive is like a pretty good, solid choice here.
Yeah.
I like the Outlaw, fine. But I think just take the removal spell, unless you want to make an argument for anything else.
No, I don't think so.
All right, sweet. Let's nom it up. Eaten Alive.
The only other really good cards I think that in that pack were like red, but we're pretty far away from that.
Yeah. Midnight Ambush, probably.
Yeah. This blue card is pretty good if we wanted to be in the Abomination spot.
It's true.
But I still don't think we don't take it over a color we know we're in.
Yeah, I agree. I would just take the Midnight Ambush here. But it's good to keep in mind. There's a good chance we get good blue this pack because we didn't see a lot late in the game. Okay, well, there's a Blade Stitch Scob, and there's a Falcon Abomination in this pack. What do you think? Think how spicy we feeling? There's also 2 good white cards in the pack. If we want to grab the Sanctifier. All right, the Sanctifier's okay. But there's the Trapper, which I like a decent amount.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you like grabbing the Scab and trying for the oldie blue-black, or just grabbing the Trapper and staying the course? It's just our white is not that strong right now,
Yeah, it really isn't. I mean, I think if you wanted to go into the Scab, that's good. We could also see an argument for another 3-drop, but we would be losing all of our white 2s. So I think we would want to take the Scab.
Yeah, let's grab the Scab. I mean, the thing is, the blue-black deck, I'm happy to waste a pick on it if it doesn't work out, because it's so good if you do get it.
We also, in the opposite direction, we saw the bird pick 6, so we're likely to get some good blue on the way back as well.
Yeah, so let's grab this Abomination, probably.
Yeah. They're so good in multiples. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can do it. Backdoor into a blue-black. I
think Cut Purse Angler and Drown are all good.
Yeah, those are the ones that I was looking at. I guess we probably need 2s more than we need 3s, given our curve here. I don't know, it's pretty close, I guess. Yeah,
we've got 2 3s and 1 2.
I guess that leans me toward the Angler.
It's one of the better common blue creatures, I think.
Oh, it's a late eaten alive. I'm just gonna slam that.
Yeah, pick 6. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, black is open at least. We got that going for us.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. I want like 2 things in this pack.
What's better, the Phantom? It's got to be the Siphon Insight, right?
Well, yeah. I think Siphon is better. I mean, I'm actually not a huge fan of the Phantom. Like, I think it's good in the white blue better.
The Siege Zombie.
I would like the Siege Zombie, but I think Siphon's better.
Yeah, it's just repeatable card advantage. Yeah. It's also the rare, so that's pretty sweet. I'll grab the Gale Drifter, though.
Yeah.
4 mana, 3/2 flyer. That's great. He comes back. All right, all right. I don't know. I'm probably not gonna play any of these. I guess we grab the Component Collector.
Yeah. Just in case we don't end up with enough 3s, but I think that's probably not the case, but...
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're gonna play the Delver, though.
No.
So.
We do have a surprisingly large amount of spells, though, with 3 Eatons, the Ambush, and the Siphon.
I think the Consider.
Yeah.
Happy to grab a Consider here.
Consider or a Blood Pact if we wanted to like get a little card draw going.
Yeah, I think Consider stronger than Blood Pact.
Okay.
Maybe that's wild, but just 1 mana cantrips to give you card selection, or just like so free to play in your deck. Another Reunion of Behemoth.
Yeah, probably not playing either.
Yeah, I'll just grab a second Behemoth, I guess.
Quick shout out to Summer, $50 donation, and Anonymous with a $25 donation to Extra Life. Thank you guys.
Yeah, wow, thank you all so much. It's so cool seeing the bar slowly get raised, right? That number just get higher and higher and higher. I love it. And
it definitely is. Yeah, 13-8, guys. We're doing some great work. Thank you all for the support. I really do appreciate it. Side note, we might see a big jump in viewership here. It's exactly 9 o'clock, so we might be on the front page of Twitch here.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Well, we better draft a good deck for everybody. Well, I mean, shame we're not in white anymore, because that Brutal Catharo is awesome, but I think the Morbid Opportunist is probably the card here, right?
I was going to say, it's a shame we're not in white, but also on the same hand, we're not necessarily being punished because this card is great.
Yeah, this card is so strong, especially with all the Morbid Zombies running around. So, yeah, let's grab that. Wow, this is like a bunch of strong white cards in it, but yeah, we'll grab this Opportunist, and if we get another black card back out of that pack, that's awesome. Let's see, we got a Midnight Ambush. The Hermit is a fine card too, but I think I probably just lean toward the removal spell here.
Same. I like removal. Can't have too much of it, I think.
We're a little spell heavy, but maybe we can craft our curve a little bit in this pack. Probably grab the Angler here. I think that's like the card I'm most excited about by a decent amount.
Agreed. And we still are a little light on the 2s, right? We only have 2 of them.
Yeah. I mean, you can play 7 Insight on 2, but you know, you're not like thrilled to do it. We're on the front page. Holy smokes, we made it. We are on the front page of Twitch. Hey, but Oregon Hoarder. Speaking of being on the front page of my love list is Oregon Hoarder. That was a rough segue, but it felt right. Get in my deck.
Get in the deck. I agree.
Sure, the second Siphon Insight. What do you think is better, Siphon Insight number 2 or Gale Drifter? I don't want to take the second Siphon Insight. I think we should take the second Siphon Insight. It's so good. They'll never see the second one coming.
No.
Not that they've, you know.
It's good card advantage. We don't need to draw spells anymore, that's for sure.
The Interloper is an okay 2-drop, so I guess we slam that.
I'm in for an Interloper. I don't hate that card as much as a lot of people. Flip the Switch is really overperformed for me.
Is this Corpse Cobble card any good? Probably not.
It's okay if you make a lot of zombies, like if you have like 2 Dire Hordes or something, but for the most part, I think I'd rather have a flip.
I'm fine. I mean, I love a Rune Boggle. You don't have to tell me twice. Let's do it. Wow. I can't believe we got 2 Siphon Insights. I always love having 2 of a rare and limited. You feel like so powerful when you have 2 copies of a rare and limited. You never expect the second one. The Sifters, yes.
Yeah, we can take it. We have a couple of cards that would come back for it.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna play unless you want the farmland for your collection.
I don't think we're playing it, so I think I'll just take the rare.
Okay, yeah, totally. I can't blame you for that. 2 overgrown farmlands, overpowered.
We don't need the Blood Pact anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean,
How do you feel about an unblinking observer with 3 of the
Sure, I've been known to not blink sometimes.
3 eaten alives?
I mean, maybe dissipate. I don't think we play any of these cards. We already have a duress. I don't know, take the uncommon. I do love a 3-mana counter spell more than most people. I just don't think it's gonna make the cut. We're already so spell heavy that I'd be surprised if that made it.
Agreed.
Here, whatever. Yeah. All right, I'm decently happy with how this turned out. I mean, we pivoted a little bit late, but all things considered, I think we got a lot of removal spells, which is great. The biggest challenge is going to be our curve not really coming together sometimes during the games, but
I think it actually turned out kind of okay with the 2 anglers. We actually ended up with like 4 reasonable 2-drops.
I think we did. I think, not to just like pat ourselves on the back before we've played a single game with this deck, but I'm happy that we pivoted out of white. I think a lot of folks would have stuck in white there and be like, oh, we have a bunch of white cards. Let's keep going. But the white cards we had just weren't particularly good. So I was really happy we were able to kind of slide out of that and move into the blue and grab that 1 flyer. All right, let's see. Things that cut right away are like the Jack-o'-lantern, the Rotten Reunion, the Duress.
Definitely at least 2 behemoths.
Yeah, both the overgrown farmlands. Let's see. No Way Out probably doesn't make it.
Agreed.
The component collectors aren't going to make it, right?
Agreed. So it's only 1 more cut, actually, which isn't too bad.
Good. That's the great thing about drafting the hard way. You don't have to cut that many cards. Where's the weak link? So it's maybe like either the Observer or...
I tend to sometimes cut Considers. Also, we do have 5 other removal spells, so Bolt's a little less. The only reason I liked the Observer is just because we don't have a ton of creatures to sack with the Eaten Alive, so we're going to be casting that for 5 a bunch. Yeah,
I like the Observer. Also just gives you us another 2-drop. I think I would cut one of the counter spells on 3. We have a lot of removal spells already, so either Dissipate or Flip the Switch. I think it should be the one that goes.
Which one do you like Dissipate cut more?
I think probably cut the Dissipate, just because Flip the Switch will give us pretty real value with 3 Eaten Alives in our deck.
Okay.
The only question to me about this is if we want to play another more corrupt behemoth. I don't think we do. I'm just thinking about it over the Silver Bolt.
Okay.
It's possible we just need a way to close the game. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I could see it either way.
I agree. I could too. And we have a fair amount of sack things, right? We have the Horde that makes it 2 Abominations and 2 Anglers, which are great sack options as well for the behemoth.
Right.
And do we need Bolt?
In decks like this, you need ways to close. So it'd be like either the Bolt or the Flip the Switch. Probably the Bolt.
I think so.
Yeah, I can see either way. The Bolt or the behemoth. I don't know. Chat, what do you think? I'm always curious. What is chat?
I think it's if we decide to do it, I think it is Bolt over the Flip the Switch as far as cutting, because the Flip the Switch makes the thing for the behemoth.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. We would need the extra token to be able to sacrifice away. Flip the Switch has been great. I agree. It's totally overperformed for me in this format. It's like not a card that looks amazing, but it does great work. Let's see if chat thinks no behemoth, says John Pra. But the deck is great. Thanks.
Woohoo!
I don't know. I'm of 2 minds. Removal spell. I guess. I don't know. Removal spell or behemoth.
I think we have enough removal. Let's try the behemoth.
All right, let's try it. Let's see what happens. Let's play a game of Magic.
Awesome. For anybody just joining us, guys, we are doing an Extra Life stream. If you guys want, exclamation Extra Life is a good way for you guys to support a really good cause, unlock some cool bonuses, and enter for the giveaways. And yeah, thank you guys for being here.
And thank all of you for all your amazing donations. It just is so incredible. Like whenever you read off a new donation, I'm like, holy smokes, they just keep piling in.
They do.
So cool. All right. If you don't want to cast a spell or activate an ability, you can pass priority with the space bar. These are the hot tips. I'm giving you free here.
I usually, I do know about that one, but I don't do it because I'm usually like leaning back. So I'm too lazy to like interact with my keyboard.
Turtlebox Official. Is there a place where you can buy official MTG swag this year? Indeed. If you go over to mtgproshop.com, you can find playmats and shirts and messenger bags and all kinds of manner of merch. So there you go, Turtlebox. Little official plug for you. All right, El Jefe. Let's see if we can take you down here. Yeah, this looks great.
Yeah, seems fine to me.
The interesting thing question to me here is if we cast Consider on turn 1. I think we probably don't cast Consider on turn 1.
Okay.
Just because, I mean, I don't know, maybe that's wrong, but I feel like we don't actually know what we need yet. And on a later turn, we probably have a better idea of what we're looking for.
I agree, because we have Siphon and Interloper, so we've got plenty of things to do.
Yeah, I just jam the Interloper here, I think.
I think so.
That's a really subtle thing. I think a lot of times it's like, oh, I've got a 1-mana spell. I'll just go ahead and cast it. But we don't really know like what we're looking for, whether we need lands, what spells we're looking for, what's going on with their deck. Oh, well, one good Interloper deserves another, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. So this is the Orzhov match.
Yeah. I guess we're probably gonna slam for 2 and play the Blade Stitch Scob, leaving up a blue in case we want to consider.
Yeah, I think so.
And the other option would be like Insight or Midnight Ambush, but I feel like we can save both those for more targets.
I feel like if they're gonna block, that's okay. So we hold open a blue here.
Well, they can't block. So.
Oh, I thought I could only block flying. Oops.
Nope, just straight up no bloxies.
It's been a bit.
Yeah.
I started playing the same set as you, the Innistrad set, for a bit.
Or the Ravnica one.
Set, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long stream.
Yeah, I don't blame you. You've been going since 3 p.m., is that right?
Yeah.
All right, now do we want to consider now? That is an interesting question.
I think I want to consider now. I'm also pretty happy to use an Insight on that.
I agree with both those. I think we should jam the consider now.
Okay.
Let's see what do we want this island?
We really only need one more land. We have enough to cast both of these.
I don't think so. I think we ship it. All right, Drew and Eat Alive. That's fine. Drew Gale Drifter. More than fine. Yeah, I like ambushing the zombie, and then maybe do we... okay. I was going to say maybe we attack and then cast it.
If they double block, you mean?
Yeah, just... I mean, I'd be shocked if they double blocked, but you never know. Same result. And then we can Siphon end of turn.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm so excited to Siphon Insight. This card is awesome.
And then untap and Gale Drifter feels pretty good.
Yeah. Plus with Eaten Alive for whatever they got coming next.
Yeah.
I love killing people with their own cards. Hope we get something sweet off this Siphon Insight. Oh, that's pretty good. All right. Show me what you get.
Oh!
I think I'll take the Mask of Gristlebrand.
I think that's probably a good card.
I'm in. Deal me in, boss.
I like it a lot. I'm real glad we don't have to see that card on the other side of the board. Holy smokes.
Yeah, hope they don't have like a bouncer spell or something like that. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna get in with our flyer because it can't block anyway, right?
Yep.
And then play the mask.
So we can play it forever, right?
I guess, yeah, that's true.
So I was kind of thinking the Gale Drifter.
Yeah, that's more mana efficient. Sorry, you're right. I just got so excited about the mask. But yeah, you're right. We'll mask it up on a future turn.
I think there's a good chance we might want to might want to mask and then sack Interloper to kill whatever they play here, or probably just this if we draw another land. That's probably a pretty good turn for us.
Or yeah, I agree. And if it takes a few turns, once we hit 6 mana, we can play and equip on the same turn. All right, so they're gonna eat our Gale Drifter. That's a bummer.
So it's being exiled, unfortunately.
Yep. Yeah, you're not gonna block there. The Eaten Alive does have Ward to worry about on the Dawn.
Yeah.
So we can be careful about that.
That was why I was mentioning if we hit the land, we might want to hit this.
Well, here's the land.
So I think the play would be attack with everything.
Yeah.
And then Eaten Alive, Interloper into the Dawnbringer, play Gristlebrand to get us ahead in the race.
Yeah, though I will only mention one other play that is maybe bad, but I will bring it up. You could more corrupt Behemoth sacrificing the you could attack and then more corrupt Behemoth sacrificing the Interloper. Because next turn, if you can mask up the behemoth, you'll have a 7-power
Yes.
lifelink creature, which
With
will certainly
menace.
need to break.
But we have
there's
to hit
a
a
risk,
second
obviously.
untap land.
Yeah. And we probably actually shouldn't even attack with Interlope Rage because it's blocked by the Phantom.
Correct. Yeah, so I guess we're attacking with this.
Yeah. So I mean, our Interloper is kind of blank against the Phantom anyway. So I mean, we could. I think Mask is fine, or Behemoth Sack Interloper is fine. If they don't have a removal spell, then the Behemoth is going to be really good against their Vanguard. I can see it either way.
I agree with that. I'm just more worried about us not hitting the land.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. Also, it's like if they have a removal spell that's bad, this like protects us from a lot of things. So, yes, I like that it always asks me. Thank you for asking, but yes, I kept the mana up to do this.
Yeah, I agree.
Get that
Well,
out
we
of
have
there.
a creature here, which is really nice. If we want, we could possibly like equip and siphon next turn as well. It's pretty good.
Yep.
Good turn.
Yep. A lot's going to depend on what they do here. Like, they are stuck on 4 lands. Hopefully, they don't have a lot else going on. All right, that's fine. Whatever. Put it on the creature that can't block.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take 4. That's fine. Or as fine as it gets anyway. All right. I think I like mask the Scob, attack, and observer, and hopefully they don't have a removal spell or something.
I'm really worried that they will, but here we are.
Thrown out a window. Well, here's this.
So they would have definitely killed the behemoth. Woof, and we wouldn't have hit
Yeah.
the land. That would have been real rough.
Yeah.
We're still not dead though. They have to have another removal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're going to hit us for 5 this turn. So we have to draw a removal spell probably, right?
Well, we have the life gain, right? So we're going to be able to gain 5 life.
Yeah, but they're going
Or
to crack
2
us
life.
for 5 and or
Yeah.
5 in the air. 4 in the air, I guess.
Okay, well, we hit the land.
All right, so we're going to be taking. They've got 7 showing on the board. So is our only out to siphon insight and hope we connect?
Yeah, I think we do have to siphon.
Because otherwise, we're just dead on board, right? So.
I have no idea what we could hit though.
Yeah, me neither.
That would save us.
I mean, that's not bad as far as things go, but I don't think that's going to save us.
No, it would if we had enough mana to equip the mask attack and then sack to do it, but we don't.
Yep. Well, I guess we just pass and. Oh, okay. We can do that too. I was gonna say we just pass and like maybe they make a bad attack or
So
something.
this has flying now, so we can actually block the interloper, take
Oh!
food, and gain life. So we're
The
not
mask-
dead yet.
The mask grant's flying.
Yeah.
I did not realize that. That's a key element. Wow. That card is ridiculous. I thought it was good already.
Oh, actually we are dead. That's 4. Yeah, I forgot about this,
Alright.
this spell. It's close though.
Yeah, good beats, good beats.
We couldn't pay the life to draw anyway, but to 1. To 1 we go.
All right, that's okay. It's more fun if your back's against the wall.
A little chunked up on mana, but I think we could do it. Got too excited when we drew the mask, guys.
The mask was pretty exciting. All right, let's go back into the breach here.
We have John Raw with a $25 donation. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, man, these donations make me feel so warm and fuzzy inside. Thank you all so much for donating to such a great cause. It really means a lot.
There's also an anonymous $100 donation.
Wow. Thank
Yeah.
you, Anon.
So that puts us, $49 away from $14,000.
That's amazing. $14,000. I mean, you are
So
doing,
many.
you're doing stuff.
So many
Some business.
dollars.
That's some big, big dollars.
And that doesn't even include any of the money from the raffled off pro players that we're, going to be auctioning off at the end of the night.
Yeah, myself included. You want to tell everyone about that again in case they're tuning in or seeing us on the front page of Twitch right now?
Yeah, so I'll tell you guys, we've got the player auction. I gathered up some of the biggest creators and some of the best players around the world. Literally, Hall of Famers, top pro point players, all sorts of people, and some amazing R&D wizards people who know a lot of the ins and outs of that stuff. And I gathered them all up for you guys to silent bid for a magic date or coaching session. So if you'd like to pick their brain, have them look at your deck, do any sorts of things like that, exclamation bid allows you to put in a blind bid And the top winner for each creator or pro will get to hang out with their favorite person for a day, for an hour or two.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to find out who I get to chat with.
Yeah, so if you guys would like to one-on-one pick Gavin's brain about your favorite cards, now is your chance.
You can ask me about Oko all you want. All right, in the meantime, though, this hand's pretty solid. I think we Interloper probably?
I think so.
Yeah, I guess we go like Interloper into Opportunist. Attack. Yeah. All right, a little outlaw action.
I kind of like the Abomination now.
Yeah, now I've changed my mind. Now it's time for the A-bomb.
Because I'm actually happy to block the A-bomb into the 2/3, and then we can play 100%. The Opportunist and draw a card with the Abomination. Yes. 100%. Mono Green Tea, if you donate $10, you get 5 Crimson Vow codes for Arena packs. So you'll get 5 Arena Crimson Vow packs.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Ooh, the 4/4. We guess we don't have any bounce spells, so that's too bad. But happens. All right. Well, we can either go Scob Angler,
or
we can just jam the Opportunist.
I don't like.
I guess if we want to hit our, it's tough because I love being a mana efficient, but hitting our 5th land next turn might be really important. The other thing is, if we hit our 5th land and we don't attack with the 2/2 this turn, we can sack it to the Behemoth next turn.
Yeah. I was also thinking if we go this way, we have 3 Eaten Alives in the deck, and Opportunist Eaten Alive is also a really good draw.
Yeah, I guess I like that play more. Yeah, I agree. All right, so we go Scob, we go Angler, we serve with the Interloper, we do a little bit of smash in there.
And then it's more mana efficient as well. So if we decide next turn, we take 4 one turn, that's okay. Then we go Opportunist. We can jump with the Angler and just start drawing cards.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if they can. I mean, it depends on what they have, but I mean, their attack is not great unless they have a strong follow-up. We have pretty strong board presence here at the moment, and we'll have even stronger here in a second if we draw a land. All right, here's the Troop. All right, didn't hit a land. What's this Troop do?
If you have Coven, you can put a +1/+1 counter at the end of turn on anything you want on your board.
All right.
I think I'm just Opportunist?
Yeah. I like just Opportunist, smash with the Interloper and the 3/2.
I like that too. And then if we still don't hit, we can actually chump with the Angler. Opportunist is so good.
Oh yeah, the Opportunist is great. Yeah, and then we block with the Angler and draw another card. Oh, get that engine rolling. Choo-choo, all aboard the Opportunist train.
It is a really good train to be on.
Yeah, in my early midnight hunt drafts, I just kept getting those so late, and I think by now everyone knows you take that card for a second pick. It's a rare power level.
Quick donation shout out, Manatee, $50 to Extra Life. They'll contact you with some codes and a $10 anonymous donation as well. Thank you guys.
All right, I think we just interesting choice. I mean, we could offer the trade with the Scob and the Angler. Sounds kind of dangerous to me, though. I almost would rather just block with the Angler, draw a card. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it is a little dangerous, but with the Opportunist, it's maybe a little less dangerous because we're going to at least draw one of them back.
Right. And if they spend mana to spend their turn doing that, then...
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'm game.
And it's only it's 1 in a partial card if we get blown out, right?
True. It's true.
So we only lose like a half a card board. I really want to hit this to exile the Sighting.
Yeah, for sure. Oh no!
I'm surprised they didn't do that in response, so we didn't draw the cards.
Yep. Definitely small, I think, a tactical error there, but that extra land is going to be pretty important for us too.
Yeah.
Attack for 2, play the Horde, probably?
I think so, and just get rid of their card plus their best creature, because black can recur.
Yep.
Acid, thanks for the Prime sub. Appreciate you. Mono Green Tea, $10 donation. Say something in the chat so my mods can send you those 5 Crimson Vow packs. Thank you, hun. And we've cleared $14,000.
Oh my goodness, $14,000. What an amazing achievement. Congratulations.
Thank you. My community is insane.
I'm excited to be a part of it. All right. Oh, Timberland guide. We're going timber. Now we get it above the digraph horde. We can still eat and alive that thing, no problem. So that's nice. All right. Well, I think we just chowed. I think it's probably just chow down with the eaten alive.
You want to sack a thing or no? I don't think so. We have so much pressure.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't sack a thing, we can play the Angler and the Observer to make sure we have enough pressure next turn. Or sorry, if we do sack a thing, rather, we can play 2 2-drops. So, I mean, I could see it either way.
I think they're dead with the pressure on board with these 2 things because they'll have to chump, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this will have to get chumped.
Yeah.
And they'll still take 2, 4, 6. They'll be at 3, so this is a lethal threat.
Yeah, I guess if we go the other way. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine jamming it that way. That's fine.
I think we can go either way. Yeah.
It's harder for them to like play out of having more things on board, maybe, but I could be wrong.
No, I think I agree.
I think either way, so not too worried about it. Just like, oh, okay, they draw like a chump blocker for the digraph, or then we slam them for 2, and they go to 1. They kill off the interloper, and I could see a sequence where we fall out of it. It's unlikely. But...
Yeah, they go to 5, and we get to play the Menacer maybe, so that's probably the difference.
Right. So here's the Breaker, which is gonna shut down our horde, right?
Let's Siphon.
Yeah, I guess we can do that. Sounds good. Hopefully the combat trick.
Like a Defenestrate?
Oh, yeah, that seems fine.
Oh, yeah, we do have enough. That's ward 1 when it's not night, right? Yeah, ward 1.
Ward
Great.
1. Yes, I would like to target it. Thank you.
Yes, I would like to kill your creature with your own spell. Thank you.
Feels good.
Very good.
All right. Pick it. That's the W there.
$25 donation from Shocky. Thank you very, very much. Say something in the chat. The mods will hook you up with some of those Crimson Vow codes. And again, guys, every $5 is a raffle ticket for the end of the night. You don't need to be present. I'll post the winners in Discord and on Twitter, and you guys can win some other cool stuff as well.
You have how many of those codes to give away? Basically unlimited, right? You have like 100 or some gigantic number?
They gave me 1,000 codes.
1,000 codes. So
yep.
Yeah, lots of Crimson Vow to go around there.
Which is why I was giving away 5. Seemed like a good chunk.
All right. Well, it's not amazing, but I think we'll still keep it.
I think so. Seems fine to me.
Siphon Insight, I mean, it doesn't add pressure to the board, but it really does, set you up well for later in the game. I've always enjoyed to think twice, and this is very much in that vein. If you're just joining, our deck has 2 Siphon Insights in it, so that's kind of a nice one. Festival Crusher. Oh no, the blue-red deck. I've lost to this so many times.
Zerbello, I don't know if I saw your name on there. Kobe Bellas? $10 donation. Thank you so much, guys. I'd love a code. Thanks for the stream. So it's for donations, guys. $10 donations get you guys 5 packs of Crimson Vow that you guys can redeem on the 12th. Sorry, friend. Should we insight now? I think so.
Yeah, I think we should insight now for sure. Fills our curve. Take the specialist.
Yeah.
I guess.
We have a lot of mana, so.
Yeah. We don't really need the mountain, so. We go for. I think just be mana efficient with the Traveler is probably better. You could make an argument for the Slaughter Specialist because it's a 3/3, but
Yeah, it could possibly trade at least with the Crasher, if not with this thing. I don't know if I'd block with it, but I think the
blocking
Traveler.
that is a little risky. I think just be mana efficient here is probably right, yeah.
So make sure you guys are donating with your Twitch name because it's really hard for us to verify. So the mods will just ask you guys to, you know, send them the verification, right, guys? Do we try to bounce and hope they don't have a spell? I don't think so.
That's too risky. Festival Crasher, yeah, that's too risky too. All right, I guess we're just gonna take a pile of damage. They have it consider or something.
Yeah. Or they could also just like lightning bolt our face, which would suck.
Right, yeah. Okay, well, we can play these 2/2
Yeah, we got lucky drawing a 2, I think.
Yeah, that's nice. This will help come up the works pretty nice. Specialist grows when a human dies?
When any of your creatures dies. Any of your opponent's creature dies.
Oh yeah, let's kill off some of their creatures. That sounds great.
Oh, that card's so bad. Oh no.
Oh no.
So if our creature dies, the way this works is on their upkeep, they get a copy of it that has decayed.
Yeah. I don't love it.
Me neither.
Wow.
It's not even a token, so they would just get this.
Right, because it also doesn't go to our graveyard. It gets exiled, so we can't bring it back.
We can take it one turn and hope to find a removal spell with the Siphon.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely take the Hobbling Zombie for a turn. I agree. I'm not worried about the 2 damage. I'm more worried about what's going to happen next turn. We might want to consider here ourselves, given that we have so many removal spells in our deck we can hit.
The other option is to play the land. Oh, it's kind of hard because we could hit a black removal spell to kill this. So if we hit like the -2, the Olivia's Midnight Ambush, or if we hit
I see you want it to be night so that...
Yeah, but I think if we get an eaten, we probably want this sorcery speed, so I think we just do this now. It's 2/2, destroy target artifact. It's unfortunate, but...
Oh, I was thinking we would consider first, but yeah, I guess we can start by inciting them. Alright, yeah, I mean, that's the one I would choose. And then we can still consider on our turn and leave up Eaten Alive.
Yep.
Put that in the graveyard.
Definitely. Draw something else, hopefully an Eaten Alive. Oop.
Nope. Yeah, that's my reaction exactly.
Okay, well we missed on 3, looking at 4 cards and missed, but that's okay.
Hopefully they just don't attack with everything. I could take that Hobbling Zombie damage for a long time.
Yeah.
We find an answer for Giza, but... Oh, they're just gonna put their Giza into harm's way. Well, if that's the case, I think we just... I mean, I don't know. I feel like we just run some blocks. Because if they have a removal spell or a trick at this point, we're probably gonna lose anyway. So yeah, I feel like you do that and then block there, and you're just like, okay, if you got it, you got it.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe blocking the zombie was wrong. I'm not sure, because then if they do blow us out to get it, but I think we lose either way there. All right, well, good beats.
Uh-oh, it has trample now, not first strike. So it's still dead. So they don't get our thing. We're still probably dead, but...
But we're not dead.
Yeah. And
all
adjacent. Right. We can actually play 3 creatures.
Yeah, we play 3 creatures and gum up the board, maybe buy another turn. I mean, it's not great, but not impossible. I think we just jam all 3 of our Deuterinos. Yes, I agree. Summer Isle, only mostly dead, which means that we are partly alive.
+3. It's +3/+1 and trample if it's your turn, and +3/+1 and first strike if it's your opponent's turn.
See if they have spells to trigger that Painter and Crasher.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what? They attack with everything. We put like the 2/3 in front of the 2/1, the 1/2 in front of the 1. Their 1/2 maybe, or their 1/3, and their 2/1 maybe just jumps. All right, we probably need to block. their
I think so.
stuff that gets bigger with spells. All right, you gotta attack with more than that, buddy, right?
Let's hope not.
Just those. Okay, well I can live with this. I guess I just go the Scob in front of the 2/1, and then maybe we don't block the 2/2. Maybe we probably just don't block the 2/2.
So I was actually thinking of putting the Scob in front of the 2/2 because if they have a combat trick, they're going to want to save this for next turn. This will die no matter what.
Sure. And then put the Drifter in front of the 2/1.
I like that.
Yeah.
Or
okay, but
or we could put the 2/1 in case it's another one of these trample spells.
yeah, I guess the 2/1 is actually like worse for us right now than the 1/2. So I can't.
It makes their creature, still die if they have the second 3/1.
All right. Well, if they don't have any action, we'll be able to climb out of this.
Quite possibly.
All right, so it's nighttime now. We're gonna play something. It's either the Horde or the Scoundrel.
I think it's the Horde. It blocks just as well, and it is more mana efficient, so we can draw possibly.
What is the Scoundrel on the night side? Is it anything that's gonna be amazing?
It's a 5/4.
Yeah, it's good, but probably not better than the Horde. Yeah, I like Hording.
And also makes it more likely that we're playing more spells next turn. Let's get rid of this.
Yeah, get rid of that. Maybe we could have, if we were like feeling frisky, we could have chipped with the 1/2 there. But there's some risks there for sure. Ooh, the Seafaring Werewolf, that's annoying.
Oh yeah, can't be blocked. Deals combat damage, draw a card. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're gonna want to. Oh, okay, we find a removal spell.
Saved.
Just in the nick of time.
So we could just like eat and alive one of these to kill it and play another blocker, or we could be a little greedy and not.
Yeah, I think I would eat alive one of the tokens probably.
I think so too. It also turns it back into day, which makes this Howler less scary.
Yeah, sounds good. And I think we should have like a real conversation too about if we should serve with the Hook Haunted Drifter.
Well, considering they didn't now play anything, we're playing another thing. We'll have 3 blockers back to their 3 attackers. Feels good to me.
I feel pretty good about it. I think it's just a free point of damage.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, they clearly have like their stops turned off because it's just skipping through stuff. So I don't think they have an instant to cast. Okay.
Oh, that's a
gotta
clock.
Gotta watch out for that thing.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, we can flip some switches.
It's gonna turn into night, which is a bit of a problem.
How nutty is Bladebane Scoundrel gives everything blocking a -1/-1? Is that right?
Yes.
That makes it a pretty good attack, right? Because minimum it trades with 2 creatures.
Yes. We could also attack with a zombie because it trades, so we're putting some good pressure on the board.
Yeah, we could. I mean, we totally can. We might need it for something later on.
I don't think so. We have so much mana.
Okay. I just... Is there an advantage to just chipping in right now for 3 damage as opposed to chipping in later? I guess you just get it in. Okay, sure. If you want to attack with a 3/2, I'm fine with that.
I guess the Observer or whatever is a good reason not to.
All right, so they're just going to throw the human in front of it. That's fine.
Yeah, which I'm actually great with. I'm a little sad that we turned it to night, though.
Yeah, well, and especially now because we're going to want to flip it back today. I mean, this is one of the... Locked in the cemetery. Well, that's...
Yeah.
But okay.
They have the mana, unfortunately.
Yep. Place where the Dissipate would have been better, I guess, but oh well. We're at the point where we just got to chip through with damage where we can, though. Alright, got the Interloper. What do you think? Surf for 1 in the air, play the Interloper? I guess then they can get through for 3 if they have a spell. I mean, definitely play the Interloper. Then there's a question of do we attack with the Drifter or not?
I think so, for now. Well, this thing does have Menace, too. That's another thing to consider.
That's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it is very annoying. So maybe not? We just start getting in with this Interloper?
The 1 damage is probably too risky.
I think so.
Yeah. All right.
One good removal spell in a black-red deck, and we'd be out of luck. I like countering that.
Oh, I like flipping that switch.
Yeah. Agreed. And now they're hellbent. Feels good.
Yeah. All right. This is it. Our ascent begins here. All right. We can start crunching in the air with that interloper, though. It can't block, so might as well battle.
Agreed. I think we're still in a situation where we don't necessarily want to attack because of this menace.
Yeah. I think I agree with that. Yeah, I think I agree with that.
I'm going to play this just in case we draw Siphon. We're going to want as much mana as we can.
Totally agree. Yeah, once again, the only question is if we can attack with the Drifter or not, which is risky, but...
Yeah. Oi.
Gotta turn up the heat. All right, well, we're a regular real estate baron over here. Plenty of lands. We're both just like on the hunt for action. That's gonna be pretty solid with
yes. They can activate it twice right now. Okay.
Oh,
this feels
and
great.
It's nighttime currently. Yeah, that's awesome. The only question is when we want to jam it, and if it's now or if it's on their turn.
I think it's on their turn.
And what you want to jam it on.
Depends what they attack with, I suppose.
I like serving with the Drifter and the Interloper now, because I feel like we might lull them into a bad attack with the Midnight Ambush in our hand.
Is it a bad attack, though? Like, we have to let the Menace go through. We have to block this and this, otherwise they both kind of represent lethal. It's pretty rough.
Then, I mean, I'm fine. I mean, you know, it's one chip damage.
And they have a blank in their hand as well, which could be removal, and they're looking at my creatures.
Right, and it's not happening automatically, so something's going on over there. I guess they have the Vodarn Stinger now, right? So it's going to keep asking them. And the big question to me is what we want to ambush, because if we want to ambush the Stinger, we can just, you know, maybe that's the thing we choose to do. Or we can just keep tossing things into the Stinger and start counterattacking for more points of damage. I guess we probably have to hit the Stinger. Oh, here it comes.
Whew. So they have the pumps on the Stinger, and they have a Menace.
So what block do we like here? Okay, they're gonna... Ooh, that's a goodie. Their stuff gets bigger, our thing dies, and we take 2.
We might just be dead.
It's not outside the realm of possibility. They only have enough mana for 1 Stinger activation, but I guess that is still lethal. Okay, so this thing's gone.
So we're not dead. We have to...
Oh, I think we are dead. Right?
No, not quite.
No, not quite. Right.
So we go to blocks. We have to go here and here. And then we kill the Howler.
Yeah, we can either kill the Howler or the Stinger. I guess the Howler's probably the better one to kill.
Oh, you would want to chump the Howler.
Right, we can either chump the Howler, kill the Stinger, or chump the Stinger, kill the Howler. I guess this is probably fine.
That's rough.
Yeah. Agreed. Alright, then we ambush that thing. Take 2. Also, now if we ever flip from day to night.
Yes, we are. Dead we are.
Oh, it's too bad. I was really hoping we were going to mount an epic comeback there. But the deal 5...
We also drew every land for how many turns?
Yeah, we were swimming there, that's for sure.
What was the last spell we drew? One hunt, I think, for a while?
Yeah, we were, you know,
blood
little flutterood.
Drat.
That's too bad. Only because we had the glimmer of a great comeback, only to have it stripped away. 6 lands and 7 draws, says Genghis John.
Yeah.
Brutal. Oh, sweet! You completed your quest. Congrats.
All right, guys, we can't lose again. We've gotta make something happen here.
Yeah. I thought our deck was like pretty respectable too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I guess we had to make that trade with Giza earlier. There was a turn where we missed on a bunch of like removal spell draws, so you know, happens. Variance.
Yeah, we looked at like 5 cards or something and managed to like miss.
Good beats. Yeah, Giza, strong magic card. That is one I'm always afraid of. Hey, the one Jame.
Welcome, welcome. One of our DGen streamers. How you doing?
Who are the non-DGen streamers?
So actually, I started a stream team / esports team called Degenerate Gaming.
Oh, right. I knew that.
Yep.
The abbreviation is where I was breaking down. That makes total sense. All right, fair enough. Now that sounds like a silly question, but life persists because our hand is sweet. I'm gonna keep this and move on.
Seems good to me. I like this hand a bunch.
Yeah. We probably just play the Observer on 2. If we don't draw a land, we could Siphon Insight on 2.
Yeah, I like Observer because if we hit 3, Morbid Opportunist is great, and we're happy to like trade this off pretty aggressively.
Agreed. I like that you two play with no sleeves on your deck. That's like how I run it. Although if you were gonna run sleeves, the new extra life sleeves are. But
so this was actually my free-to-play account.
I see you're not taking any risks with me on the main.
No, I just did a draft earlier, so I needed to get a daily win done on my main or my free-to-play. So I figured,
Fair enough. All right, here comes the Observer. Let's see what we observe.
I usually do like one draft a day on each account to make sure I get my daily wins.
No, that's important. That's important.
I usually run the My Little Pony sleeves on all my decks, though.
All right, they got the white-black thing happening.
Land. Yes!
All right, there we go. Rewarded for once.
Yeah.
Opportunist probs? I mean, maybe they just defenestrated or something, but it seems like the play.
It's also a bit strange, too, because we can't block the Stinger without them getting it. So... if we play the Observer, or the Opportunist, do you attack with the Observer? Because we're not going to want to block the Strangler.
Right, the Strangler. I mean, I could also see playing the... I was going to say, I'd also see playing the Traveler, instead of just like drawing out a removal spell or something, but this is fine. Yeah, we can. I don't mind serving with the Observer. That's cool.
The other option, too, is like to trade it with the Veteran to try to draw into our lands to make sure we can hit the Horde.
Yeah, I could believe that. Like, trading our creature with their creature and drawing a card is... I mean, I'll make that trade over and over again. So that's fine with me.
It does mean that if they only attack with the Strangler, though, we can't really get a good block.
Yep, we're just gonna have to take it.
Yeah.
All right, they're thinking. What are they doing?
Thank you again so much for coming on and doing this extra live stream. I know you've been streaming with the Wizard side of things for a while, so appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no, my pleasure. It's amazing all the incredible work that happens here.
Take it.
Plus you've raided me a few times, so at least I can do. Yeah, I think we just take it here.
Yeah, have you been streaming quite as much lately?
Not for about the past month and a half or so. I'll get back to it. Things have been pretty busy recently, so.
I can imagine.
Yeah, a lot of fun magic. Okay, well, you know, they had their removal spell, but they lost their creature at least to make it happen.
It's kind of a 2 for 2, right? We're gonna have to like get rid of the Observer, but we got rid of the Right and the Stinger, and they sacked it, so we get to draw.
Oh yeah. All right, I'm happy about that now, knowing that's how it played out.
Ooh, and this happens on their turn, even better. Can't believe we missed.
Still missing that land. Might like consider to try and find a land here, I guess.
Yeah, or Siphon.
But yeah, I feel like I would jam consider first, because if you find a land, then you can play the Shady Traveler.
I agree.
Maybe we should have tapped the Observer. Oh well.
That's true.
Probably just ship it to try and find a land.
You're a wizard.
There we go. Literally and figuratively.
Tax?
I guess so, yeah. Certainly isn't going to block.
The other option was like to use it to cast the Insight and then play the Angler, but I think I'm okay with Shady Traveler.
I just want to get Shady.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Observer.
Anonymous $10 donation. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Anon. Yeah, we want to be able to hit that horde pretty badly. Oh, here we go. Great. Well, that's great. Now we got our 4/4.
Yeah.
Which I think we can just serve with.
This could be a defenestrate, but they did miss a land drop, but...
Yeah, if they defenestrate, you know, we still have the fort as the follow-up, so not sad about it. Oh,
Okay.
no. All right, that's fine. I guess we could respond...
If
no,
it
that
was
doesn't
daytime,
work.
we could make it neg 2.
Yeah,
That'd be cute. But yeah.
That would be very clever.
I think this is just kill the Oblivion.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And a creature.
I guess. When in doubt, hit the creature.
Against red, I'll hit the spells because they have like the...
Yeah, the 4-mana 2/1.
Yep.
It's got a name probably, but
yeah.
It's funny working on Magic. You just start referring to cards by their stats because everyone knows what those are, but like the names change all the time.
I usually know I recognize cards by their art. I never know what their like names are. Still stuck.
All right. Well, yeah, just like battling, I guess. And I don't even mind a main phase insight to see if we find something good.
Yeah.
Main phase insight, then probably just follow it up with the angler, but you know.
I kind of like this.
Yeah, it seems cool. I'm down.
Doesn't hurt.
They didn't kill the horde.
No, and there doesn't seem to be a stick either. So do we want to just put it on the horde?
I'm happy just jamming it now. Yeah.
I was thinking of maybe putting it on the zombie to play around like another Sun Gold. Also, it makes them waste their removal on a thing that's irrelevant. If they have an ambush, it's night anyway, so it gets both.
I guess I'm down with that. Sure.
Means we can't attack with it, but that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it being fine either way. I think the bigger thing is like, are they gonna find their 4th land? Which they did. All right, we're gonna do that. Get some stuffs.
Second main phase Siphon again?
Or, I mean, I would probably first main phase Siphon and see if we hit something. I'll take the card draw, I suppose.
Yeah. Do you like...
Want to play it?
What's that?
I was, sorry. You go ahead.
I was going to ask if you like attacking with the Horde, and then if they double block it, we can ambush the 3/3?
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
If they do nothing, just pack?
I guess I do like that just to apply pressure. All right, we've got a 1/1 coming to us every turn. Oh, okay, that's fine. Eat your thing for free.
So now, do you want to hold open ambush angler, or do you want to just draw now?
I would ambush angler just because we can blood pack next turn with our mana untapped, and our curve is pretty low, so.
And getting this extra 1/1's pretty sweet.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, calling the zombie was definitely right because it also lets us attack with the horde and not worry about losing the token we get every turn.
Yeah,
that was a good call.
Plays around second barrage. I felt like it had a fair amount of ups.
All right.
You just like killing this so we can get in?
I thought about it, but I think I'd rather hold it and try and make them do a block that we can 2-for-1 them on. That's my thought. And start with a blood pact here and see what happens.
Agreed.
All right. Well, more lands.
All right. Just horde again, right?
Just in with the horde. Yeah.
A triple block is the only way we really get got, but okay, this is fine.
Fine with me.
We do seem to be flooding a bit, but that's fine.
It's a running theme today. You're gonna bring back their disturb thing, it looks like. Okay, that's fine.
Gains them some life, possibly.
Yeah. Yeah, we really need one of our like 7/6s. That would be a pretty sweet card to have right now. Plenty of sacrifice fodder.
We wouldn't even need to sacrifice. We have plenty of mana.
That's also true.
Whoa. So much value.
Oh yeah, they really did it there.
I don't think we need to ambush.
Hey, there we go.
You called it.
Bam. Called shot.
Okay, so we could play a land and still
and pay the
hold
extra.
open.
Yeah. Alright. And I don't think we can attack with their 3/4 really now.
Yeah, they could start trying to block it with multiple 1/1s.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna get better value on the behemoth when they like do a big block on it next turn and we midnight ambush it.
Yeah. They are playing white and black, so one board clear in each color, so.
Mm-hmm.
And they have 4
And not
cards.
just a ton of removal spells that can kill off the behemoth too. They could be holding Defenestrate or, you know,
Yeah.
whatever, live or whatever. Sure, that's fine. So my goal with this behemoth is just to eat a lot of things. I fully expect it to trade, but I'm hoping that we can, you know, knock off enough stuff with it that we can start punching through with our other things, and our endless token swarm can get stronger.
Agreed.
So, see what we can do with it. All right, get punched for 1 in the air. That's cool.
Yeah, I have a feeling we might be able to get them on a block at least once. Come on.
All right. Yeah, I know, right? All right, well, here comes the behemoth.
Yeah.
And I think that's our attack. We could attack with a bunch of the humans too, because if they're going to commit, if you think they're going to commit 2 of the other creatures to the behemoth, then that means that a lot of those humans will just get through safely. I'm not saying we should do it. I'm just saying it's definitely an option.
Well, it could also be that they do like the 3/2 and 3/3 ones, and then they eat the other soldiers. So it's kind of getting rid of 2 soldiers for 2 damage. I don't think I like that yet.
All right, yeah. No, all right, yeah, that's fine. Let's chip in with the behemoth.
It's close though.
Also, we just will amass enough tokens over time that it'll become strong.
Yeah.
If they go double jump here, totally happy with that. Just clear them out of the
Definitely.
way. Love it. Love it.
Death touch? Oh, a blade
all right,
brand. All right.
Let's do that. Oh, and they don't get to draw the card.
Nope.
Gorgeous. You'll gotta love it.
So that's kind of a card. So it's 1 full card plus.
They don't get the cantrip off of it, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Most
Now
of
we
the,
just gotta draw another Olivia's Midnight Ambush for next turn.
yeah, most of the tokens were generated from the Revelry, but that replaced itself. So
And there's the Awakener, which is gonna transform here probably.
we are at
Thanks to
12.
Thanks to all 537 of you, by the way, who are hanging out and watching. That's really amazing. Thanks for all your support, all the donations, and just, you know, enjoying us playing Magic. It's amazing to play Magic for a great cause.
Are these lands driving anyone else crazy? Are you okay to attack?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just do, right? And they're gonna make some blocks that will kill it off, and we'll trade off with a couple of their things.
These drafts have been really unfortunate with land draws. Goodness.
Yeah. I think they heard about all the generosity. They're like, oh, everyone's being very generous. Great, we'll be generous with lands. All right, what do we want to kill?
6.
I guess, yeah, that's probably the right. Yeah, I guess that's it. We
Don't
want to
give
kill
them
the
back
disturb
the
thing the
patrol.
least.
Yeah.
All right. No trick, please. Uh-oh, they're thinking it didn't pass immediately. It gives me a bad feeling. Got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah. I mean, they could sack 1 to the Awakener.
Oh, I guess. Okay, sure. That's gonna be why they have priority. That makes sense. Right, they sacked the Awakener. That story checks.
But that doesn't mean all that much for them.
So they do that. They get a 4/4. They save their thing. Our thing dies. Pick up some life. That's kind of annoying.
It's nice that they can't attack. Like, they're getting in for 1, but...
Right. Or like, the thing I'm most worried about is like them playing a largish flyer and us not having...
Yes.
Us continuing to draw lands, basically.
We can't draw that many more.
I feel pretty good. I actually feel pretty good about this board state, though. Oh, there's their largest flyer.
You jinxed it.
Yeah. All right, we need to draw...
Oh my god.
Literally not that.
We need a Siphon Insight, for sure.
Yeah, I would go for a Siphon Insight. All right, our tokens are not really in a position to attack, so I guess we just ship. I'm almost tempted to serve with the Angler so we can backphase it into a 1/2 to block the Luminous Phantom, but...
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, I shouldn't have passed so quickly. I think we should do that next turn. It's either that or they take the 2, and it, like, slows them down a bit.
Right, just because the... Right, the 4+4+4 puts us dead in 3 turns, where if they can't attack with the Phantom, we get to buy a bunch of time.
Well, 3, 6, 9, 12, still 4 turns, but I would much rather be an extra point or 2 up when we find an answer for this collector. You have 2 of these in your deck? What the heck?
All right, the Cathars be calling. This can't be real. All right, sure. All right, well, I guess we'll attack with the Bait Hook Angler. This is pretty wild. Someone in chat probably knows, how many consecutive lands have we drawn now? How many turns have we drawn lands? I just gonna take the damage there. Vaporn Muse says 7 consecutive turns, by the way. That's pretty wild. I mean, that's magic, but it's always just pretty funny when it happens like that.
The Blood Pact cursed us.
Oh no. What was the Blood Pact? Oh, the one we cast. Yeah, that makes sense. Smart stuff. Serve for 4. And I guess it really is on our next draw step, right?
Yeah, we're dead here. We need like Siphon into like 2 answers.
Siphon into Board Sweeper. I even have a Disturb card.
Well, Gavin, it was nice having you on the show. We appreciate you.
That is amazing. You know, it's all for the kids, right? It's all for the kids.
They even discarded a land. How many is this? 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 2 more in 15 cards.
Gotta catch them all. I made a TikTok about drawing too many lands. That's what I feel like right now. I find them in my fridge. That's where it goes. Well, you know, it was a good run. Good run. And it's about fine. You know, it's 10 p.m. anyway, so
yeah,
that's all good.
That's true. Which means we're getting to the end of our blind auction, guys. You have 30 more minutes to put in bids for your favorite creators. Also, we had one more anonymous donation for $25, so thank you.
Thank you for all the donations. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Seeing the numbers go up. Gotta love numbers getting bigger.
You know, person who makes the cards, professional player, we gotta win. The true skill. Yeah.
It happens, you know, happens. That's just proof that everybody draws lands sometimes. Well, thank you very much for having me on, and it's been amazing watching the community just give back so much to Extra Life. So thanks for everyone who's given to you, and hope you're all enjoying all the cool Extra Life stuff going on around this weekend. It's really, really amazing. It makes me so proud of Magic and the community to see all of this happening.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Click that link. We gave Gavin a shout out. He does do some streaming in the evenings, so make sure you guys go give him a follow. And also, make sure you guys put in your bids for the blind auction so that way you guys can hang out with Gavin and ask him some more questions and stuff. Thank you again, Gavin. I really appreciate it.
All the questions you want. Yeah, no problem. And hope the rest of the stream goes great.
Bye, hun.
All right, goodbye.